This is Kandahar Air Base, the gateway to the war in Afghanistan.
We live in a war zone here. The moment you step outside a wire, you are in the threat zone.
There's £1 billion of NATO hardware and 10,000 soldiers from around the world, all inside the wire. But it's also a bustling community in the middle of the desert.
I'd even recommend it to my mother.
Complete with fast food joints, sports pitches, and even a couple of massage parlours. This is a war zone like you've never seen. And it's the story of everyday life of the British men and women living here.
Some nice men in there. Can't help but look.
The ones in the sky and those on the ground.
It's nice here, but obviously when we go out on the ground, it's totally different.
Afghanistan, one of the most dangerous countries in the world. Almost 1,000 soldiers have died here since 2001. But inside Kandahar airfield, it's a different world. And the man making sure everything runs like clockwork here is RAF Air Commodore Bob Judson.
I am the mayor of the town, if you like. I'm running the base as the base commander, and I'm the landlord for the real estate here.
The camp is 10 square miles, and it's got everything you'd expect of a town this size. The 2-mile airstrip runs along the top. Right in the middle is the boardwalk, where you'll find home comforts like Pizza Hut, Subway, and Burger King. There's a church, a laundry that gets through 12 tons of washing a day, 2 supermarkets, 3 gyms and 3 huge canteens feeding 14,000 people.
The difficulty here is that the food, the water, the sewage you can't take for granted. All of the electricity is off generators that are fuel powered, and we use over 500,000 litres of fuel here a day servicing the airfield as a whole.
The base is in southern Afghanistan, 100 miles from the capital Kabul and 12 miles south of Kandahar city. It's close to the combat zone in Helmand province and to the Pakistan border, so it's a perfect location for NATO's air power.
We've got every type of aircraft under the sun, from fast jets to doing the bombing rollout here, to unmanned air vehicles doing reconnaissance and also actually attack missions. We're running about 10,000 movements a month out of here. That, to put it in perspective, that's about half of Gatwick Airport.
The camp's built next door to Kandahar International Airport. Domestic Afghani planes share the runway with Chinooks and Hercules. But at the heart of the operation are the GR9 Harriers. They provide air support to the troops on the front line. Jet pilot Rich Hillard, also known as Bolly, was training earlier this year on aircraft carrier HMS Illustrious. He's now on his 5th tour of duty in Afghanistan.
This place has changed in the 4 years I've been coming here, and it did start off as quite a bare base. We were living in tents, showering in tents, but now, other than being a long way away from home, it's pretty good.
So the jets coming in. Yeah.
This is where all the engineering takes place, where we come and get our jets from. This bit here is the smoking area for the dirty tavers. Disgusting. Out here, the guys have got a bit of a rec area. They've put a lot of effort in their downtime to make a bit of decking.
And it's the ideal lad's pad. Inside, the fighter pilots are off duty, playing war games.
I'm still just looking up in the sky. Oh, I've gone indoors actually, haven't I?
Yes.
Yeah. Over at the girls' accommodation, 21-year-old Kate Aziz from Wales is getting ready for work.
Right, this is the showers and toilets. They got urinals in here. Don't know why, because there's no blocks. Action's on a rocket attack. Nice lie down when you're soaking wet and in a towel. Toilets, really, really nice. And the showers. So I'm gonna have a shower. So I'll see you later.
Kate's one of 900 women on the base. She shares her room with 3 others.
This is my den, my bed, and I bought this to cover it up, so you got a bit of privacy. But this is Hannah's space. And obviously, Christian and Matthew are my 2 favourite men, after Ross Kemp.
Kate looks after RAF admin. She's in HR.
Right, we're just going to get the mail now. Can we pick up for 9:04, please?
And part of her job is doing the post run.
That's an e-bluey that you do on the internet, and that's a handwritten bluey, so it gives people an excuse to write to you.
But nobody ever does.
But nobody ever does. Not me.
Kate's got about 7 sacks of letters and parcels a day to deliver, but her rounds take time because the speed limit is a cautious 10 miles per hour.
You can see how slow it is. You could actually cycle faster. I was in a mood the other day, so I come out, I just thought, right, I'm going to do mail. And I got up to like 60 down this road because I just put my foot down. Well, I haven't been caught yet, but I'm sure I will at some point.
And she's not joking. There are about 80 military police on the base, and they spend a lot of time doing speed checks. They're also on the lookout for relationships, because here the no touching rule applies. But Kate's got another confession.
This is Ben, boyfriend. He's done his hair specially. Did he bring his hair jelly?
You were embarrassing me, Don't, I'm in uniform.
It's Afghan Independence Day, and the commander of Kandahar airfield has had a tip-off that the Taliban are planning an attack.
If you're here in a support role, but with rockets coming in over the wire on a relatively frequent basis, it's a very, very harsh reality.
As night falls, a familiar sound rings out.
Rocketed by the sounds of it.
The Taliban rocket the base once or twice a week, but after being here for 6 months, these soldiers act pretty cool.
You hear the bangs sometimes, it just depends on where the rockets land, on how loud the bang is. Obviously, I nearly jumped off my pants the first time. This time it's just a little bit more relaxed.
Just another night in paradise.
So far, no one in Kandahar has been killed by a rocket, and tonight it's landed on the far side of the camp.
That is the all clear siren, which means we can now take our helmets off and chill out again.
The base is a sitting target, and it's down to the British RAF regiment to guard it.
The moment they're outside the fence, there is a threat from mines, both modern mines emplaced by the insurgents and also legacy mines that have been there for years in this conflict-ravaged country.
Earlier this year, 2 of the regiment were killed just outside the airbase when their snatched Land Rover went over a mine. The vehicle wasn't designed to withstand explosives. But a delivery has just arrived on the runway. A Russian Antonov cargo plane, the biggest plane in the world, has a shipment of 30 brand new Vixen Land Rovers that have a bit more protection. Bob Judson's come to inspect them.
The top half is the snatch.
Yeah.
And the main difference being is the bottom half is the R Wimic. It's hit my ride really. It's an alloy as opposed to the wheels on the snatch. That makes these a lot lighter.
But hopefully it will be an improvement, that's for sure. I mean, I think the blast protection bit is obviously key. They take real punishment, no question. It's a massive task on the vehicles. Anything's better than what we've got at the minute, so that's great. But don't assume that it's the perfect solution to everything that we need.
Every 6 months, a new squadron comes out to Kandahar to guard the base. The next batch are getting ready to leave RAF Honington in Suffolk.
Right, lads, what's going to happen in a minute, right? You're going to get your final inspection from the corporals, all right? You used to bring out your passport, your native travel order, and show your ID card as well.
Before they go, Sergeant Bennett Jones is making sure his lads have got everything they need.
Lads, get your dog tags out now so I can see them. ID card.
Because they're heading into a war zone, they've been given their dog tags to wear for the very first time.
Right, anyone had any problems over the weekend that I need to sort out now before we fuck off? What? The what? Right, don't worry about that. Fucking hell. Fucking idiot. Right, take over. I'm pretty much their dad, and I think any dad would agree with me, having a child is very stressful, all right? Now imagine having 30 kids to look after at once, so you can imagine what I'm going to be like sometimes.
Out of 30 men, he's got 18 brand new recruits, and one of them is 21-year-old Nathan Choules.
Never felt like this before, so I mean, it's a really weird feeling. Good feeling though, so I mean, it's heart's going. Really looking forward to it.
It's time to say goodbye. And for Jonesy, it means leaving his pregnant fiancée, Lucy.
It's just a bit nerve-wracking now because I'm not going to see him until he gets back after the baby's born, so scary, I suppose.
There have been more than 100 British deaths in Afghanistan, so no one can be sure if they'll see their loved ones again.
I'll be back before you know it, all right? I have a lovely little daughter. Right, you're going to get me crying in a minute. Yeah? All right? I love you.
I love you.
All right, come on. Get out there now, all right? So you don't see us go. Go.
No, I'm going to wait with us.
Go on. All right? I'll speak to you soon.
I didn't expect, I don't know, to be so emotional. It's just when he said, I love you, and I just thought, oh God, here we go, you know.
It's one of the most difficult things I've experienced. I thought I could bear it, but to be honest, I broke, in all honesty. I think any person that's in love with somebody like that that's expecting their child would do.
It's his job, and I've just really got to cope with it, because otherwise I'll get nowhere. But I think for the next couple of days I'll just be crying in a hole.
"4,000 miles away in Kandahar, the airbase is getting ready for a top-secret NATO operation. A convoy of 200 trucks are leaving the base and travelling 100 miles north, through hostile territory, to deliver a 200-ton turbine to the Kajaki Dam. It's known as a Hearts and Minds operation, and it will bring electricity to 100,000 Afghan homes. To help the convoy out, Harrier pilot Bolly's going to take some reconnaissance photos of the route, so the trucks don't run into any surprises.
Bottle of water in my little bag here just in case I get thirsty, and I've got another bag there in case I need the loo. Hopefully just take a few photos and that'll be it. We don't really know what's going to happen. We do a lot of planning beforehand, but often it's not. That's not actually what we end up doing.
The Harrier GR9 jump jet is loaded with weaponry for every mission. And Bolly's jet is carrying rockets and bombs weighing over 2,000 pounds. He's got 2 laser-guided paveway bombs that can wipe out whole compounds. He's also carrying 38 of the more versatile CRV-7 rockets, which travel 4 times faster than the speed of sound. The warheads can be released individually or all at once for a bigger impact. And if that wasn't enough, he's got 2 airburst bombs with a lethal radius the size of a football pitch. But the purpose of this mission is to take some photos. So under the fuselage is a stills camera. After taking a few photos, he gets a call from the troops on the ground.
To identified radar information. Turn left heading 04.
They're being attacked near Kajaki and want Bolly to find out where the rockets are coming from.
Positive. 2 miles out. Visual. Total clear.
He'll be screaming down the radio, there'll be bullets going on in the background, and he'll be in a lot of trouble. And he's just trying to get across to me as quickly as possible where that threat's coming from.
Bolly switches on a bit of kit that's revolutionised the way the war is fought in Afghanistan. It's called a sniper targeting pod of the ground, which is then beamed to the troops on the front line, giving the soldiers live bird's-eye footage of the enemy.
The difference in what you can see on that screen is massive. So before, you used to only be able to see the general outline of a building, and maybe you might see a blob that will be a car. Now with the sniper pod, you can tell what sort of car it is.
And at 20,000 feet, the sniper pod can tell the difference between the troops and the Taliban.
2 miles out. Visual. Total clear.
The army asks Bolly for a show of force.
Total clear.
My aim is to provide the maximum noise on the ground to scare the guys away.
Total clear.
I'm flying the jet down to 100 feet above the ground, going along at about 600 miles an hour, so I've got to look out for people potentially shooting at me. But probably the biggest thing I've got to look out for is the ground, because when you're going that fast, that low, it comes up to meet you pretty quickly. There's also lots of aerials in Afghanistan, and if you hit one of those, that would really spoil your day. So I've got to stay cool, really.
At the sight of the jet, the Taliban make a run for it. And Bolly heads home to Kandahar with his bombs all intact.
The idea of the game isn't to make holes in Afghanistan, because we're here to try and support our guys on the ground. People know that if they do start messing with them, there's an effect, something like this, on its way down to them if it's so wished.
And the Kajaki Dam mission is a triumph. Over at the accommodation blocks, Kate is enjoying some downtime.
It's not like your usual sunbathing sesh when you're abroad, but yeah, got to make do with what you got. So I'm not going to come up here for 4 months and go back pale, so that's for sure.
And in case you're wondering, that's her body armour.
Well, I should really be wearing it, but it'll ruin my tan lines. When are you due to leave? 10. Right. I'll check we've got your paperwork.
Part of Kate's job is booking flights.
Probably put it in the burn bag. Feels like you're doing something worthwhile. You don't realise sometimes how much booking someone's flight home means to them, and it's a nice feeling.
I should get priority, really.
Do you think? I think you should get priority. But I'll let him know that you think that you should have priority above everyone else. And yeah, it's a good job. I do enjoy it. We have a good laugh and good banter with people. Hey, nice to see you.
Kate's 6 weeks into her 4-month tour of duty, but the lads still like to give her a hard time.
SAC, do you know where he works? That was you guys! They asked for a Corporal Walls and then a Sergeant Walls, and if there was any walls there. And then when I said no, they said, get out, the roof's going to cave in. Oh, what a bunch of bullies.
Does this often happen?
Yeah, to me it does. Yeah, because I'm really gullible. So, yeah, all the time.
One squadron has arrived at Brize Norton in Oxfordshire.
It's my first holiday, going to Afghanistan. It's been brilliant.
Jules and his squadron are flying out on a TriStar, an old Pan Am passenger plane which the RAF bought in the 1970s. Today it's got some technical hitches, so there's a 5-hour delay.
Now sitting around in the departure line waiting for the aircraft. A lot of the younger lads are really apprehensive. A lot of the lads that have been there before just want to get out there and get started.
And wearing their dog tags for the first time makes their situation hit home, especially for 21-year-old Charles.
And just to feel the coldness of it around your neck and just knowing what they mean. Because if I get them out for you, look. They got like your blood group, your name and like your religion. If you get captured or whatever, you just rip that off, give that to them. I get shot, hopefully not. But it's just it may not look much, but they mean so much. I feel like a proper soldier now. I just never want to take them off again now. Just want them on me. Well, this is me now for 6-7 months. Just deal with it, get over it. This is the real deal now. It's not no training. You need to start switching on.
Contact 37 Whiskey Sierra, line up, report ready for departure. Line up, all ready.
Next stop, Kandahar Airfield, Afghanistan. At Kandahar Air Base in Afghanistan, Harrier pilot Bolly is bringing in his jet for some TLC.
What are you thinking? The nose wheel's sat quite high for some reason, so I'm just trying to work out why.
Engineers like Jumper Collins and his team are the unsung heroes of the war because without them, the planes won't fly.
They're machines at the end of the day. Every machine breaks down. With the aircraft vibrating and stuff like that, cracks appear, you know, things happen. I worked in a car garage for 5 years before I did this job, and it's quite a bit different. The customers get a bit angrier if it isn't ready in time.
Get a bit of a bounce on landing, so well, not a bounce, but still.
The engineers have 8 Harriers to look after.
If you lose an aircraft, go down to 7, there's a lot of pressure on you to get the aircraft up and running again, get back to 8. The other day, I think we dipped down to 6, and it was quite hectic.
So this is kind of like the service centre in a garage, I suppose. You've got different desks depending on what job's going on. So you've got an armourer's desk, they're dealing with the bombs and the ejection seats. You've got the fairies desk, which is electricians, so they're dealing with all the wiggly amps inside the aeroplane. And you've got the mechanicals desk, or the sooties desk as we call it, because they're basically dealing with the engine and the airframe.
Jumpers found a serious fault with Bolly's jet.
Just here on the aircraft is where the forward fuel tank is, and we'd noticed fuel coming out down through that hole there.
To get to the fuel leak, the engineers have got their work cut out. The Harrier's built around one central turbofan Rolls-Royce Pegasus engine. A 9.5-metre wing weighing 2 tonnes bolts on top. The leak is at the front of the fuel tank underneath the engine, and that means there's only one way to get to it.
It's a wing off, engine out to find what's gone wrong. It's Tuesday today, we want to get it flying really by Friday.
Tonight, Kate's got a date with her boyfriend.
Obviously out here, you're not allowed actually to be together, really. It can be a bit difficult sometimes.
And you're supposed to go easy on the makeup.
At first, I was really aware of putting on maybe makeup or mascara or something to go to work. I thought, oh, would people think that I'm being a bit too girly? I'm not going to change what I like doing just because I'm out here, really. I like preening.
We're just a big bunch of tarts, really, aren't we?
Yeah. It's just nice to be just keep a bit of normality about you, not completely go all military.
Kate's meeting her boyfriend at the boardwalk. It's where you'll find a few familiar sights from home in the middle of the war zone. It's got fast food joints, a couple of supermarkets and even a bar. Only there's one thing missing, the alcohol, because in Kandahar it's strictly off limits. But the bar is one place where Ben and Kate can meet up.
It can just get frustrating, that's all, because you can't really spend any proper time together.
Well, basically, we're not allowed in the girls' block at all.
I did try and go around his room, but we got kicked out. We both know what we're going to do.
We have a cheeky little kiss and a cuddle, but yeah, that's about as far as that goes. Never mind.
And there's another problem having a girlfriend here.
I'm jealous. All the blokes looking at her. There's a lot of blokes out here.
Over on the runway, one squadron has just landed. At 2 a.m. in the 30-degree heat, they get their first look at Kandahar. They've been up for 24 hours.
I don't actually feel like I'm here yet. It doesn't feel real at all. Can't wait to get sleep. I'm tired, absolutely knackered.
Welcome to Kandahar. The local time here is 02:20.
But it's not time for bed yet. There's the induction to get through first. Most important, what to do in a rocket attack.
You want to immediately lie face down on the ground. Further direction will be given by the movement staff.
Some welcome speech.
So unpack all your personal stuff, get it in there, get your nuts down, all right? But this is where it starts.
Jonesy gives his boys a pep talk.
All right, you need to fucking seriously switch on now. It gets fucking hectic from now on. And if I tell you to do something, make it happen, lads, as quickly as possible. Help each other out.
The regiment's used to roughing it in tents, so they're in for a nice surprise.
This is the typical accommodation the lads will be staying in. As you can see, it's massively plush. Decent beds, decent lockers, you got air conditioning. You couldn't ask for more than this, basically.
Bed at last, but not for Jonesy, and it's now 3 a.m.
Door's locked.
His keys are locked in his room.
All I'll do is go to bed.
With just 3 hours before they're on duty, this calls for lateral thinking.
Might get through the window.
Mate, I'll smash the window in a minute.
All it needs is a little gentle persuasion.
It is now 7 minutes past 4 in the morning. That's the sort of thing that happens, so first night here, it's bound to happen. Everyone's lacking notes, everyone's just getting their heads down, which I'm about to do now. So we'll see you later on.
It's 5 a.m, the coolest time of the day.
There's not much traffic, so there's no dust. Too hot otherwise, too sweaty.
There's an 8-mile jogging track around the camp, and Kate keeps in shape by running 3 miles every morning.
It's the only time you get to yourself, really, out here. In work, you're always with people. Obviously, we share rooms. You just get a chance to think about things and think about home, and I find it really relaxing.
Over on the airstrip, Harrier engineer Jumper and his team are finishing off fixing the fuel leak on Bolly's jet.
Yep. This is AT MacArthur. Trev, do you want to just give us a wave? He's up there reconnecting the fuel supply. On the top there, we've got number 1, Dinger Bell. Dinger, say hello there. He's just connecting the back of the engines, the hot nozzles at the back. Rabbit, this is Rabbit. He's setting up the rigging of the nozzle so Dinger can connect the drive shaft.
There's no room for error.
Well, everything these guys put their name to, they're responsible for, so if anything did go wrong, they've signed it.
And it could be a matter of life or death for jet pilot Bolly, who's eager to get back up in the air.
This jet's been out of the programme for 3 or 4 days. It's a jet that we can't fly. If push comes to shove and we need to launch, lots and lots of waves. So You know, these guys are working around the clock to get this jetty back, ready to go in the air so that we can then fly it and go and support the guys on the ground. You know, we're saying, why is the jet not ready? Why is the jet not ready? Well, it's because it takes a lot of time like this job is now, which Dinger has actually managed to do, so he's going to be pretty happy.
Yeah, and it was that height coming
Just
up.
pissing everywhere. You just couldn't see it with the naked eye. I'll let you concentrate. You know, there's so many bits and pieces of the aeroplane that I really don't know what it does. And I can learn a bit by coming down here with the guys. So there's literally nothing I can do to help, is there? Right? Or is there? Is there any?
Nope.
Nope. The worst thing a pilot can do is come down and offer to help, but then completely cock it up. So there's lots of potentials for dropping screws down the engine, all sorts of things. So you know, wherever I do come down, I've really got to try and make sure that I'm on my best behaviour and I don't make any mistakes.
Dinger and Rabbit tether the jet to the ground with chains so they can test the engine without it flying off.
It's just really hot out here. I mean, it's about 37 degrees today. This base plate, which we secure it onto, is boiling, been cooking in the sun all day, and now we're actually having to walk on it and work around it. And it's just really, really hot.
Hopefully, well, it will pass its ground run first time.
Before they start the engine, Dinger makes an important call.
Sentries, are you in position? Over. We have to post sentries on the other side of this wall, right next to the minefield. It's in case there's a lot of traffic run across this road over here, and the stones get fired across at that higher velocity. It can take windows out, even hit people.
The runway's also near an ammo dump, so it's not just vehicles that can be hit by stray stones.
Roger that.
There you go. That's it. Stand by for ground run.
Right on.
As the engine reaches full throttle, the chains have to withstand 22,000 pounds of thrust.
So it's looking good, no leaks. All the figures seem to be matching up what they should be, so it's all going well.
But the real test is how it performs in the sky.
Hoping it's going to work and everything's going to go all right. Should be fine. Done enough work on it, so it should be all right.
If it is still leaking fuel, they'll have to strip the whole plane down and start again. "40,000 feet.
Done all our checks. It's passed the flying colours on the ground run, so there's no reason why it should have a problem out there. Get up there!
But it's not taking off. 4 days of work for nothing.
Line message. Yeah, aircraft 43's just throttled up and throttled down on the runway. I think he's coming back in.
But Jumper's just got the jitters. There's nothing wrong with the jet.
No, he's just doing the slams over again, isn't he?
Is he taxiing down to the end of the runway and then going to come back up the other way, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, roger that.
Bolly goes for it.
Come on, sir, take it.
Job done. Bolly's plane rejoins the squadron.
Good guys. Good work. 8 days.
Kandahar Airfield is guarded by the RAF regiment, and a new squadron has just arrived from the UK. This prefabricated town in the middle of the desert is going to be their home for the next 7 months.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. For those that don't know me, my name's Air Commodore Bob Judson. I am the base commander here. I wanted to get you all together really just to formally welcome you to Kandahar Airfield. You deliver a vital role towards keeping everybody that's inside it safe. We live in a war zone here, and outside the wire, the moment you step outside it, you are in the threat zone. You know that as well as I do. So be safe, be careful, but obviously deliver the mission to the best you can. I think for the young guys, it's a really steep learning curve, and it changes them irrevocably in some ways. And they go back wiser and different men, for sure.
First, a guided tour to help them get their bearings.
If you look straight in front of you now, you're coming up to ECP3. That is your entry and exit to camp. To right side, you've got the boardwalk, Pizza Hut, Subway, Burger King burnt down a couple of months ago, and Poo Pond.
The Poo Pond is the camp's biggest landmark, a sewage works the size of 9 Olympic swimming pools designed for 3,000 people. Now, it's struggling to cope with 5 times that number.
You'll get used to that smell. You've got to turn the aircon off at night because it just sucks it all in. Anyone got any questions on a tour?
Whereabouts are we on here now?
Where are we? Fucking hell, that's a question.
It's overwhelming for new recruits like Nathan Chulz.
It's huge, absolutely massive, really busy as well. There's so many people around this camp, loads of different nationalities. It just feels like I'm on like training exercise or something. But it's just really hot. I've gone through like 7 bottles of water already this morning. Just can't stop sweating. It's ridiculous.
And it's about to get a whole lot hotter with their heavy-duty Osprey body armour.
Who else is happy with the size of their Osprey? It's quite simple. It's either you're happy or you're not happy. Right, there you go.
Do I keep
All right.
Yeah, that's yours.
It's just the new type of body armour that the lads wear when we go out on ops. With the Osprey, it must be the correct size, because if you're involved in a blast, if it's not correct, it causes you more damage than good. The lads know what particular size they need to hug their body. So they're going through, telling the storeman exactly what size they require, and then that will be issued, the correct size will be issued to that person.
The body armour alone weighs 55 pounds, and once they've got all their kit on, it's like carrying an extra person on their back.
Fit all your ammo pouches, your camelback for your water, good bit of kit. But it is heavy.
And there's a last very important item, syringes, full of morphine.
The morphine is obviously if something does happen on the ground to stop the pain, the lads are trained to use that. Hopefully they won't need to use it, obviously.
In the afternoon sun, Jones's boys get acclimatised to the heat.
Right, stop there. Lads, if you put your knees down, you owe me $1. I don't expect anyone to put their fucking knees down.
In 10 days, they'll be going outside the wire, in full kit.
1, 2, get your back straight. I find time to train. You lot got twice as much time as me. No excuse, everyone understand that?
After burning off all those calories, Chulz and his mates decide to treat themselves to a Kandahar luxury. And it's all there on the boardwalk.
And you come back and you get to have a Pizza Hut. It's brilliant. It's open till like 2 in the morning as well, isn't it? Yeah. 2 in the morning. Yeah. American football over there. Ice hockey going on over there. On not ice. I expect it to be like just bog standard. But it's brilliant. It's like a summer camp.
Dawn at Kandahar Airfield, and the base has some visitors. Hundreds of Afghan traders are arriving because today is market day. As surreal as it seems, every Saturday, locals pour into the airbase and set up what's called the Jingly Market.
I'm looking for a special deal now if I go to the same trader.
The commander is a keen customer.
For a lot of the people that are on the base who never get off, then this is the closest they will come to real locals. It's one of the highlights of the week. There's obviously a great opportunity for us to come away with some good or bad souvenirs, and there's both sorts available, that's for sure. It's a big morale boost for the guys on the base, as well as being a bonus for the traders themselves.
Most Afghans live on around $1 a day, so this is a nice little earner. But there's a trade-off. They have to go through a full search. Even the children.
The worst sort of threat you can envisage here is a bomb. It's a busy market, there's lots of people inside, both from us and obviously from the locals. So mitigating an explosive threat is probably the most important thing for us to do.
Looking for any type of weapons, knives, drugs, anything that would be harmful to us or anyone else on base.
The base employs about 1,500 Afghans who live locally. Jackson's an interpreter, and today he's going to help NATO's commander with some bartering.
Yeah, that's quite nice. It's a bit bright though, the colour's a bit bright.
But it is a dangerous job.
The most of the time the interpreter or the guys who work for a NATO or ISAF, they get killed. I cover my fares because I'm not sure, who is Taliban and who is not. So if somebody recognizes me, of course they will kill me.
How much for this? 250. 250. 100. 60. Okay, 150.
220. Okay.
No, 180. Okay?
Yeah.
180, done?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Thank you, my friend. That's a big solid chunk of stone, so 180 US, 90 pounds, but it's still, it's a big rock.
But Jackson, not his real name of course, knows the commander's been ripped off good and proper.
100 was good price.
I'm just generous.
Cool.
Sprawling over 10 miles, Kandahar airfield makes a huge target for the Taliban. It's a NATO base, but the job of guarding it is down to the Royal Air Force. The RAF has its own regiment of soldiers on duty 24/7. For the past 6 months, it's been 3 squadrons' job. But last week, 1 squadron arrived from the UK to take over. Sergeant Bennett Jones is in charge of the 30 men of A Flight.
I'm just watching the lads, make sure they're doing it correctly. Just looking after them, basically. A lot of the lads are really, really young, straight out of training. I've got 3 lads here that have only been on the squadron for a week. So this is a massive learning curve for them, and it'll make them grow up.
It's the first time 21-year-old Nathan Choules has ever been abroad.
My dad was in Rathbridge, brother was in, my uncle was in. So fuck it, just join the RAF. And here I am in Afghan, 1 year later. It's brilliant.
In less than 2 weeks' time, Choules and the rest of the lads are going to be facing the Taliban. They need to hone their combat skills.
Okay, gun one only. Ready?
First up, target practice. On the GPMG, General Purpose Machine Gun. Capable of 200 rounds per minute.
Stop!
Next, grenades, for close combat situations. And then there's Choules' favourite, the 50mm heavy machine gun.
50 cal rounds for the big gun. The size of them.
The massive rounds are capable of blowing a hole through solid rock from over a mile away.
Again. I said at the end of the day, it is the best job in the world. I'd even recommend it to my mother. That's how confident I am about this job.
Go on.
So, I mean, you get discipline, you get fit, and you get paid for doing all of it. It's brilliant.
Choules and the rest of 1 squadron are halfway through their 2-week training period. They're here to guard Kandahar airfield. They'll be patrolling the 400-mile area around it in the RAF's latest armoured Land Rover, the Vixen. And the drivers are having a crash course on how to handle it.
Keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it straight. Go.
It's harder than it looks. The Vixen weighs over 4 tons.
Oh, come on, I got further than that.
And it takes practice to master Afghanistan's unforgiving terrain.
On, go on. Oh, no! So close.
Right, you want to try getting up that hill? It is not going up there.
But in the end...
Oh yeah, go for it.
They get the hang of it. With all this activity in the baking heat, the lads need to keep their strength up. Luckily, there's no chance of them going hungry. The base has 3 canteens, 1 Dutch, 1 American and 1 British.
This is our hotline cooking area. Here we do all the main cooking for the main dishes. It all goes through in 3 hours, 2,000 people, in, out, gone.
Malcolm Kirby runs the British canteen, and he understands how important those little home comforts are.
The British are very fond of their pies, so we make a lot of steak pies, chicken pies. Tea, coffee, good old English tea. We always do a roast on Sunday night, which is a special for the British. We also do a special dessert table for the British. Tonight we've done the Olympic gâteau, right? And they will help themselves to this gâteau. And we used to do doner kebabs here on the doner kebab machine. So a couple of times a week we'd have a doner kebab carving session, which is very, very popular. It would last about 40 minutes, all in one. Kebab house, cafe, restaurant, mum's cooking, all in one.
Malcolm isn't an army chef. He and his team of mainly Indian caterers work for a private contractor. And it's a lot of business to lose if they get it wrong.
Obviously, if we have 1 man sick in this place, we got 5,000 sick. So we're very, very stringent on hygiene and preparation processes.
With so many mouths to feed and troops with little time to spare, everything has to be done quick.
And coming in the door, washing their hands, picking up their meal, getting their salad and their drinks, they can be sitting down in less than a minute.
And Malcolm's restaurant is always packed out.
Food is the main item. It's the big thing. To come and socialise for an hour or so with your friends and your colleagues. And it's the main attraction of the day. There's nothing else out here for them, and we're the only entertainment, really.
The lasagna's really good, and actually the curry bar's really good as well.
Food is really very, very delicious. It's really relaxed me. I'm quite far away from India, but it still reminds me Indian flavor.
I mean, anytime you get a hot meal, it's always good.
In 1 month alone, the canteen gets through 230 tonnes of meat and fish, 350 tonnes of cheese, and 500,000 eggs.
Dining facility is crucial. It's literally life-sustaining for the people here. The old saying, an army marches on its stomach, is actually very true. If you're providing decent food for the troops, it makes a massive difference to morale. You really can tangibly detect that.
All over. All over. Beautiful.
In Afghanistan's punishing climate, the troops need nearly double the calories they normally would back home, around 4,000.
I'm a greedy git.
Jules is making sure he doesn't go hungry.
I eat loads. This morning, like a full English breakfast and a bowl of cereal and 2 yogurts. And now I'm starving again.
His boss, Jonesy, is charged with taking care of the new recruits, even down to what they eat.
Make sure they put salt in their food, because they sweat a lot, obviously. The body loses a lot of its minerals. So look at stuff like salt, make sure they're drinking water. Fizzy pop, it dehydrates you, but it gets sugars back into you as well. A lot of the lads find that when you're out in the heat, you tend to lose your appetite slightly. So just making sure they eat, as much food as we can shove down their necks.
Physical needs taken care of. It's up to the camp's padre, Father James Caulfield, to take care of their spiritual ones.
I basically look after the pastoral needs of the youngsters. Get around, chat, talk to them, listening ear, shoulder to cry on, some of the shout at. But basically I'm here to lift the morale and spiritually give them the care that they need.
He's holding a Thursday Mass in one of the base's 2 chapels.
In the name of the Father, the Son and the Holy Spirit, the grace and peace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you all. Grant this through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen. You've got a lot of people on this camp who are vexed about why we're here, what we're doing, and the chaplain can do a lot to help ease that and give a spiritual dimension that helps them to understand that what they're doing is valued. If today you hear his voice, harden not your hearts. Alleluia. Sometimes the things they deal with in a day-to-day are not pleasant. I mean, they may be asked to kill someone and they need to talk to somebody. So, again, helping to reassure them, to give them back a dignity in themselves that, yeah, you had no option. It had to be done. The body of Christ.
Kandahar Air Base has most things you'd expect to find in a small town, including its own police force. Their chief is Major John Hipkins.
In effect, the Royal Military Police are the British Army's police force. Anybody that you see wandering around with a red beret on is Royal Military Police. And we're very independent in what we do, and we take pride in that fact. So these guys here, you know, provide almost like the beat officer type capability that you would see back home on the streets of the United Kingdom.
Major Hipkins is in charge of 83 officers, including one known as the Bear.
This is Staff Sergeant Steve Graham, also known as the Bear, and I've never quite understood why. Is it just because you're so hairy?
No, I got called the Bear because when I give a telling off, somebody actually said it was like being in a bear pit because I'm very loud and in your face. So after that, the name stuck and everybody now calls me the Bear. But I think it's because I'm warm and cuddly.
As you can see, he just can't type for whatever reason. Is that bad? I'm not even going to read that, look. Hi, sexy. Sorry, that is to your wife, isn't it?
That is to my wife, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Because every time I go out, I always...
Every day starts with a briefing from the Bear, who likes to get his team fired up.
As well. What I'm expecting for the patrol, okay, speed checks, okay, we've still got a lot of people exceeding the speed limit around camp and not wearing seatbelts. Remember, we've got 2 months left on the tour. Let's not start slipping, okay? Let's go.
The speed limit on base is just 10 miles or 16 kilometres per hour.
Do you know why I stopped you? You were speeding. Do you have the speed limit on camp?
16k.
Yeah.
One last weekend.
21 you were doing.
That's just 3 miles an hour over the limit.
I mean, the standard of driving in this place, it's an awful lot to be desired. Yeah, didn't you stop? You stopped some Dutch guys, didn't you? Dutch Air Force guys.
Some Dutch pilots who decided to drive the car the same way they fly their jets. After the Bear growled at them, they apologised and continued on their way.
It's handy having somebody of the size of the Bear on occasion.
Keeping speed freaks in check is not John and Bear's only responsibility.
An awful lot of it is to do with petty theft, although the numbers are still very low. There's the NAFI truck back there. Allegedly, somebody decided to half-inch about 100 cornettos from the back of it. It's unfortunately something that obviously we'll have to look into in due course.
Jules has got a rare break from training, so he's decided to go for a little retail therapy. Slap in the middle of the base lies the boardwalk, with shops selling everything from carpets and trainers to laptops and DVDs.
Is that prison break 4, is it? Mate, you gotta get it.
Jules and his best mate Fergie are after a bargain.
sunglasses with actual headphones. That's pretty intense. Ah! I need one of these. Laptop case.
With no booze allowed on base, the boys find themselves with cash to burn.
Back at home, we normally spend all our wages on drink.
Yeah.
We can go through about £200–300 a weekend just on a Friday and Saturday night. Can I get this, please, mate? Beautiful.
Time to stock up on supplies.
Did you get a bike?
At one of the base's 2 superstores.
I'm looking at these outrageously expensive socks. One set of socks for $10. You see the slogan on that? Your feet will feel better. My wallet won't.
Finally, some souvenirs for the family.
These ones look mint. One of them's my little sister. She's back at home. She didn't actually want me to come here. She writes me all the time telling me that she loves me and that I'm the best big brother in the world. This makes me a bit sad. And one's for my mum. She'll probably end up breaking down and crying all over the place. My mum's a bit emotional. I do miss them. I didn't when I was at home. I was kind of glad to get away. But now, actually being in a totally different country for this amount of time, I do miss them. But that's a different story. Don't want to get into that really.
"21-year-old Kate Aziz is packing for her first trip off the base.
I'm just taking a spare t-shirt, underwear, my nice sailor pyjamas, got an iPod and a bag full of toiletries. Too many toiletries, probably.
But it's no holiday. She's off to Camp Bastion, 90 miles from Kandahar in Helmand Province. It's the main forward base, just 25 miles from the combat zone. As a welfare clerk for the RAF, her job is looking after the troops, and that includes the firemen out in Bastion.
I'll be honest, I don't know what their job entails. I don't even know what the firemen really do back at home in the UK.
In a war zone, even clerks have to be armed. Kate's taking along her standard issue SA-80 rifle and 2 magazines of live ammo.
I don't mind carrying it when it's unloaded. I don't like it when it's loaded, it makes me nervous.
Kate's going to hitch a lift on a C-130 Hercules. It's not the most glamorous plane on the airstrip, but its role in Afghanistan, a country nearly 3 times the size of the UK, is crucial. Flying is the quickest and safest way to move troops and supplies, so you need a big plane. It's nicknamed the Fat Albert. The largest model has a 55-foot-long cargo compartment and is capable of carrying a massive 20-ton load, or 128 troops, or 4 Land Rovers. And hopefully for Kate, a picnic table.
Where can we put it?
But there, I think, probably is the best place. I don't know, I don't work here.
The fire crew at Bastion need a table for their accommodation block, and Kate's managed to blag one off the Harrier engineers. But there's a problem. This flight's already chocker. 2 armoured Land Rovers have been loaded, and with another 20 troops to cram in, there's not going to be any room for Kate's table.
Because there's the 2 wagons, it's a little bit cramped, so we're going to try and speak as nice as we can to them, try and persuade the movers to try and get this table on. So fingers crossed we'll be able to work a bit of charm, flutter a few eyelashes.
And it helps if you've got a fellow Welshman on side.
You know there's these 2 wagons going onto the Herc? We've got
Big Taff is in charge of loading cargo on the Hercs.
like a picnic bench.
A picnic bench?
Yeah. Do you reckon we'll be able to get it on?
Well, we've got a pallet. How big is this pallet?
This big. It is big. It's the end of that.
I tell you what, the best thing to do is tell them to bring it up for the next aircraft and we can put it on the next aircraft.
On the next one to take down. Will that be tonight?
Yeah.
All right.
As long as it's absolutely massive.
It is big, but it'll fit with it. It'll fit.
It'll fit,
yeah.
With table sorted, it's time for Kate to get on board.
Right. I am a little bit nervous, but I'm always nervous about flying, even if it is to Ibiza.
There's nothing irrational about a fear of flying in a war zone. In 2005, 10 servicemen died in Iraq when their Hercules blew up. One of the fuel tanks in the wing exploded when it was hit by enemy fire.
Can I just get on?
Yeah, just get on. Any side.
Now, all Hercules used in Iraq and Afghanistan are filled with special explosion suppressant foam. But the Hercules is still vulnerable to attack.
Okay, my doors are closed. I want you to check, Captain.
To lessen the risk, the pilot performs a tactical takeoff. He talks us through it.
The idea is to get away from the ground as quickly as you can. The most prolific threat are people with guns. So we put the nose up as much as the aircraft weight will allow and climb away from the ground.
I don't really like it. Tactical takeoffs and landings are horrible. I try not to think about it, why they're doing it that way, because I just sort of work myself up. It's like being on a really bad roller coaster.
Welfare clerk Kate Aziz has arrived safely at Camp Bastion, just 25 miles from the front line in Afghanistan. It's a much starker environment than she's used to back at Kandahar Air Base. She's going to be spending the night in a BFOT, army jargon for a big fuck-off tent.
Hello. Ooh. It's a bit sparse, isn't it? Just a bit different, that's all. Cool. I expected it to be a lot cosier and more, everything a bit closer. I've stayed in like a tent and that, but never anything like this.
Bastion is a military base in the middle of the vast Red Desert. Its airstrip is a vital link to forces on the front line in Helmand province. The RAF's fire crew look after the safety of the camp.
I think so.
Kate's here to check on their welfare.
But I'm hoping it got dropped off around here, but I'm not sure. Ah! It's there.
And deliver the present from the Harrier engineers, a picnic table.
Ooh.
But what will the firemen make of it?
We've got you a table.
Awesome. You didn't make the breeze in Spence.
Happy with it? I don't think they've put any nails upwards.
Best table I've seen in a long time.
Beats like here.
Right, we'll see you later.
Nice. Thank you.
Ta-da! This looks a bit dangerous.
Kate works in HR, so she's making sure the firemen are getting enough time off. As well as their normal duties, the lads have to be ready to assist every helicopter flying in with casualties, as Bastion's got the nearest hospital to the fighting. They're also on call to rescue troops trapped in damaged vehicles on the front line. And when they go out to hostile territory, they have to be armed.
They'll go out fully kitted in body armour, so they're dressed exactly the same as all the troops on the ground, but they will also take a variety of firefighting and rescue equipment.
Sergeant Dusty Miller is in charge of the IRT, or Immediate Response Team. They use the same equipment as fire crews back home for cutting the injured out of a car crash.
There is some armour out here that is meant to be impenetrable, but We have tested, we know the weak points on a lot of the vehicles that they predominantly use out here, so the lads know where to cut. The work that our lads are doing is, I'd like to think, invaluable out in this theatre, because it's just another device to save a life.
Many of the fire crew work 24-hour shifts. Kate's concerned they're not getting enough time off or R&R.
Can you turn the engine off?
It needs to stay on the engine.
Does it?
Yeah.
Right, I've just got some questionnaires I want you all to fill out when you get 5.
Yeah.
And they're just about your R&R, and they're anonymous, so you can write whatever you want on them, but all of us who are entitled to R&R need to fill them out. I'll leave them in the crew room for you.
Thank you very much.
Just pick them up when you get 5 and hand them back to me just before I go, all right? And keep that away from me. All. I'm gonna kill him. I feel like I've peed myself.
But form filling isn't a top priority right now.
Hang on.
One of the corporals has just finished his last shift as a fireman at Bastion. He's heading home tomorrow.
Get him in! He's speeding up!
Oh, bless him.
A big paddling pool in the middle of the desert might seem luxurious, but it means a lot to these lads.
This is like the best bit of fun we have. It's the only bit of fun we have. Like I say, after a hard day, you've got to chill out.
Well, I've done a 24-hour shift here, and I'll be able to do an IRT tomorrow on a 24-hour shift on there as well. And then 24 hours back again in here the day after that. So you get a few days where you don't really get a chill out time.
Kate's also making sure the lads are getting all the extra payments they're due.
Yeah, but you're using body armour, helmets are required. You have to wear all of that, don't you?
Yeah.
You can claim for it.
Okay.
Altogether, it's tougher here than she'd expected.
How many call-outs have you had in the last few days then?
Today's been about 4 or 5. I think the crew yesterday had 6, Johnny, was it?
The lads are that busy now that it's just a constant go, so it just keeps the blends into one another. As you've seen, they've been in and out all day, and they're not even halfway through the day.
And then on top of it, obviously, you've got aircraft emergencies.
Yeah.
So we deal with them as well. Got the outbounds, air meds going out, so once they've had treatment here, going off somewhere else. And then obviously domestic as well, we can get domestic incidents as well, so pretty busy, aren't we?
We are, yeah. Yeah, very busy, unfortunately.
Not like London's burning.
Not quite like London's burning, no, we do. A bit of diversity there. You realise you're in the middle of Helmand when you're dealing with all that.
It's easy to forget about it up a calf because you don't see it. Whereas when you come down here and you're like, Jesus, you're actually in the middle of a war zone. Because obviously it's so easy to forget where I am. You just don't see the realities of it really. And yeah, it gives you stuff to think about anyway, doesn't it?
It does.
It's nice to actually come down, see the guys and, see what they do, because when you think of like fire and rescue, you think of fires. Well, I do. I think you just think the obvious things and you don't actually realise what they do and what their role is out here. It sort of brings it all back to why you're here and what you're here for and actually what's going on. You are in the middle of a war zone, whether you pretend that you're not, you are.
Back at Kandahar Airfield, one squadron are at the end of their training. Tomorrow, they'll leave the base to go on patrol for the very first time.
You get everything that you are taking out on patrol with you. Everything.
Corporal Jim Davis wants to make sure they're ready.
Right, fellas, 2 minutes then.
He's going through their rucksacks to check they've got the right gear for going outside the wire.
Okay then, fellas, listen in then. Right, every bit of kit you haven't got, fellas, you're going down for 20. First off then, all of you, stick up your ID cards in your mitt.
In my wallet, Jim.
20, get on your arms. Right, I want to see your rules of engagement cards.
Didn't it start it?
It's not this soldier's day.
Okay, what I want to see now is I want to see your morphine and your first field dressings.
Well, at least he's remembered one thing.
Where is it, Robbo? Me and Ed will start at one end and we'll come down checking your personal kit now.
The lads' packs weigh 55 pounds.
Come on, Burnsy, hurry up.
So they can't afford to take anything that's not strictly necessary.
Honestly, gonna wear that?
Not the summer.
No. Take the smaller one. Look how much room it is compared to that. Room's at a premium, you know that. Fuck, what is it with you with toothbrushes? One toothbrush. When's that from?
2 weeks ago.
It's going in the bin now, isn't it? Because it's minging. Have you smelt that? It's dried, crusted, it's horrible. Bin. Jesus Christ, man. 3. How much smaller as it is now? We're just lobbing out those 4 minging fucking rags. Right, put it away.
Over in his office, the Padres picked up the latest delivery from the UK.
Just playing Santa Claus with the packages that the good folk from the UK have sent out to the troops. You get some from cadet forces and grannies and various people, but basically they're shoeboxes with goodies for the youngsters.
Although they're a morale booster,
morning.
The boxes take up valuable space on the planes.
There you go.
So the RAF has to limit the number they send out.
It's the first parcel I've got in 5 months, Padre.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked.
It's always good to be a giver. Always good.
Got some hot chocolate, some toothpaste, which I need.
You know, coming to the end of a tour of sort of 6 months, you've done 5 months. That last month is long. You know, and so a little lift at that point, if you can help, it's good.
Dave gave me a purple flannel. It's really soft.
Oh, some nice.
Oh, we don't really need to see those.
Padre. I've embarrassed the Padre now. Yeah, I don't really need to let
Inside the boxes, there's often a little morale-boosting message from the sender.
We think of you constantly and hope you will all be home soon.
It means a lot, definitely a lot, especially when I see it on the news and that, and in papers and that, people coming together for the forces. It's about time, really, and it's appreciated by the boys and girls out here, definitely.
And it's really nice because it's a bit of a morale booster because you don't always get parcels from your family, Jack.
Everyone loves seeing the Padre. It's like having Santa on during the summer. Like $10 now. Yeah.
One empty sack. Happy people.
At the accommodation block, Choules and his mates are being issued with a final bit of kit. Bayonets.
Right, next one, mate, is 112 CHOULES. Is that right? There you go.
You don't really want to use them, really, do you?
Right, so this is Boyden's, all right, which is...
Don't want to use this.
Hello.
Up close and personal, isn't it? I mean, you're going to be
on his bed now, mate,
in his face with that, actually stabbing him. And these bits actually, that bit there, is designed for when you penetrate it, like say a rib or something, it just cracks the bone on the way in, and that bit's to it's like drain the blood, so it hasn't got any suction, it just comes straight out. Pretty nasty bit of kit, really. If you have to use them, you're in the shit, basically.
It's 8 p.m. and the Chief of Police, Major John Hipkins, has one last call to make.
So
Sam, do you reckon you can get the dogs on this lot?
All the luggage coming in and out of Kandahar airfield needs to be checked for drugs and explosives.
In terms of drugs finds here, we had a contractor from a UK contract company that decided to chance his arm and try and take back a kilogram of heroin.
These days, John doesn't take any chances. He's brought in 2 highly trained sniffer dogs.
We've had the dogs now for probably about 2 months, bearing in mind that between 93% and 98% of the world's heroin comes from this country. We've yet to have a find, and in some respects, I'm quite pleased about that, because actually that proves the deterrent value of having the dogs here in the first place.
No drugs here, but John likes to keep the dogs on their toes.
What we regularly do is actually test the dogs by putting a small sample of controlled substance in amongst the bags and hope the dogs actually will pick it up. And as you can see, that's basically the reward being given to the dogs for the find. Obviously, it works.
Sit.
It's been another long day, so I think we'll call it quits at this point.
In just 12 hours, Chorlds will be in a combat situation for the first time.
It's very weird. It's tough to get your head around when you think about like your family and that. But just got to man it up, really, yeah. My sergeant's been drumming it in my head, especially every brief we have. He points it at us, young guys. You need to start switching on. This is the real deal now. It's not no training. It's like life depends on it, sort of thing.
At the sergeant's dorm, Jim knows the dangers of patrolling outside the wire only too well.
The attacks that have happened here on the other squadrons, they've all been within the first half an hour, so that's the most vulnerable time. You've got to get it into the head the minute they put the kit on and get in the wagon. That's it, it starts from then. It's a lot for them to take in and learn straight away, but they've got to do it. At the end of the day, if they don't do it, it's their lives and their mates' lives on the line. You either do it properly or you die.
It's 8 AM and 1 squadron are going outside the wire.
No, you've got to take your own kit, because it's all set out there definitely for you.
Jonesy's got 18 brand new lads, and today they're testing his patience.
Come on, lads, sort it out, for fuck's sake. Give me that ear. Right, word of warning, you don't fucking walk around like that. Put it in your fucking pocket.
They've got to sort out the body armour, weapons and ammunition they'll need for the patrol. Once outside the wire, they could be gone for up to 4 days.
Come on, lads, it's not fucking hard. Lads, we need to get a grip of some of these lads, because they're walking around saying, where's my Osprey, who's got my rifle? I've got lads coming up to me saying, I don't know whose rifle this is. All right, it shouldn't be fucking happening. Right. All right, Jules, do you pick up the boss's kit?
Yeah, we got the boss's kit. Nervous, excited, scared. It's a bit of everything, every emotion we want.
While 1 squadron prepares to leave base, 3 squadron, the troops they'll be replacing, are returning from their last patrol. And spirits are high.
Today is an absolutely brilliant day. We've been waiting for this day to come now for obviously just over half a year. All right, everybody's really buzzing, really excited, and we can't wait to get out of here.
Today is now, we've come to the end of our 6-month tour. To be honest, I think most of us have had enough, and it is time to go home.
Brilliant. I just can't wait to get rid of all this and then we can go and chill out for a bit.
I reckon a cold beer, all right, and a bit of personal business with the missus. All right, not necessarily in that order.
1 squadron are checking over the battle-worn vehicles they've just inherited.
As we're taking it from another squadron, it's always best to give it a 100% check first before we go out.
But you can sort of see a dent on the sideways where they've been hit before. There's one with me that's been blown up twice already, and it just keeps getting fixed and sent back out. If I can just stick this sign back down.
And there's other reminders of the realities of life in a war zone.
They're basically telling the locals to keep 100 metres away from us, because the threat of suicide bombing out here at the moment.
It's just apprehension. It's not knowing what's going to happen, you know. I think at the end of the day, a lot of it is skill. If you can find the wires and the IEDs, then brilliant. But I think Lady Luck has got to be on your side as well, you know.
Happy with that?
Ready? Yeah.
Before they go, one for the album.
You all ready? Yeah.
Nice one. Because it's like, can't wait to get out there. Now it's here, it's like, whoa. Going outside the wire.
See a few of them a bit nervous. You can see they're a bit anxious. But like I just said there, I asked them, you're all fucking up for it, you're all ready? And they're all fucking, yeah, too right, let's get out there, let's do the business.
The security of 10,000 troops and £1 billion worth of military hardware is in the hands of one squadron for the next 6 months. Security is a top priority on an airbase in the middle of a war zone. A 1,000 Afghan workers come in and out every day to do jobs like cleaning. They've got to be thoroughly searched. Any one of them could be a suicide bomber. The base commander, Bob Judson's come to inspect the front gate with his entourage.
Always well looked after.
The Canadian forces guard the main entry point, and Bob's in charge of them.
This is pretty much the front line. We rely very heavily on the work done here, so that most of the time at least, it's a relatively relaxed environment inside the base.
But NATO's got good reason to let the Afghans in.
You're trying to help them economically, to help them understand what we're here to do, but are all of them 100% on our side? No, I'm not naive enough to believe that. And there's actually a bit of a saying that you can rent an Afghan, but you can't buy one. Obviously, we're careful because of that with locally employed civilians, how much they see, how much they get to know. Operational security is something that is, foremost in everybody's mind here. And take a look at the contraband store. Of course, sir.
Every day, the Canadians confiscate a pile of household items.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff.
The menagerie. Duct tape, matches, pack of matches. What's the big deal? Lights a fuse. You can't take any chances.
Clocks and things are a real risk. I mean, obviously they're timer devices then for use in explosive devices.
We've actually seen a gentleman sneak an alarm clock in his pants. And luckily for us, the actual alarm went off when he was in the line.
There are 1,500 foreign workers living on the base, and every so often they get a surprise visit from the British military police.
Today we are searching a contractor compound in order to find any items that could be deemed prejudicial to force protection at Kandahar airfield.
Police Chief John Hipkins is leading an inspection of tool sheds belonging to 30 Filipino labourers.
One of the things that we are allowed to do is force protection searches, which it's exactly what it says on the tin. We make sure that the contractors are not in possession of something which could damage the force in any way. And booze.
These random searches don't go down well.
When you start to impinge on people's lives in a particular fashion that they don't like, you're not going to be popular.
So a military policeman needs a thick skin.
And you put up with the good-natured jibes, and obviously those jibes which are not good-natured, you have powers to do something about anyway.
They don't allow any alcohol on base at all, but some people will try anything.
Somebody's been brewing booze, I think.
You smell that?
Yeah, it smells like it.
Yeah, it's alcohol, but it's pretty much empty. Other items we found is military publications. We found quite a large quantity, believe it or not, of sex toys. Dresses in male accommodation, that's quite a favourite. Knuckle dusters. It's really the whole gambit, you know.
Today's search has come up with all sorts of stuff, including a bullet.
Got one 50 cal round, which was found in the guy's room. He's found it and obviously thought, right, I'll keep that as a little memento. It's still alive. The percussion cap's not been struck, so we're going to get this disposed of through the ammo technicians.
And another find? British uniforms.
There is no purpose why he's got this stuff. It has been known in this theatre of operations whereby insurgents have dressed themselves as Afghan National Police. It's not beyond the realms of possibility to suggest that individuals can do likewise, as, you know, acting as a Brit.
The builder's now under investigation.
That's worrying, you know, for the obvious reason.
The 400-mile area outside the airfield is guarded by the RAF regiment. One squadron's just started their tour of duty, and 25 of them are out on patrol, heading to a nearby village to get to know the locals. 30-year-old Sergeant Bennett Jones, known as Jonesy, is the new acting flight commander.
A hell of a lot more responsibility, mate, hell of a lot. A lot more to do with the planning phase, but I enjoy doing it.
And his first job's a hearts and minds mission. So he's meeting the head man.
He's a farmer, but I just don't have his age. Can you tell me how?
29.
29? I'm older than him.
Because you didn't work hard.
Well, I've had an easy life. I tell you now, mate, I ain't.
Right, come on, class, it's stuff on.
It's new recruit Nathan Chuls's first time abroad.
It makes you think that your house at home ain't that really that bad. Even if it is just a fucking one-bedroom flat or whatever it is. Look what these people live in. It's fucking horrendous. Does make you think. No electricity or nothing, mate. You'd be lucky if they got a well in the village.
This village doesn't have a water source at all. The only way they get water into the village is breaking irrigation channels through a water source to here.
Jonesy's going to make the head man an offer.
What I would like him to do for me is show me the best place where the well would be placed for his people.
In exchange for a well, the regiment wants something in return.
It's all to do with hearts and minds. Obviously, if we do stuff like that, if they see people operating in the area that shouldn't be in the area, what normally happens, and that's happened in the past, which has helped us out massively, is they will phone what we call the watchkeeper, which will then sort of send a call sign into that area and to obviously find these people and deal with them in the appropriate manner.
Jonesy starts the plans for the well, and the lads get some freebies to add to their rations.
Pomegranates. We don't really get our fibre a day from our rat pack, so we go to locals and give us fruit and veg. See this? Okay? Come on, push on. Hey. There you go.
It's helicopter heaven at Kandahar. There are 12 different types, including the US Marines Cobra gunship, the Royal Navy's Lynx, and the Army's deadly Apache. But it's the RAF's Chinook that's the lifeline to the troops in Helmand province. At 30 metres long and weighing nearly 12 tonnes, it has a top speed of almost 200 miles per hour, faster than any other helicopter in Afghanistan. Not only that, its lifting power's legendary, making it the heavyweight champion of the sky. The Chinook has synchronised counter-rotating blades. They're powered by two 5,000 horsepower turboshaft engines. On the outside, underslung loads can be hooked on, making the Chinook capable of lifting 10 family saloon cars in one go. On the inside, it's large enough to carry 55 troops, or a Land Rover, or 24 casualties on stretchers. Today, the crew's getting ready to go to Camp Bastion. Every 2 weeks, they have to do a 4-day stint there. 23-year-old Andy Scrace, better known as Scratchy, is the co-pilot in charge of this £10 million beast.
When I was in the sixth form, I knew I wanted to join the Air Force and fly and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of buttons and dials. It does look pretty confusing to start with, but it's actually nowhere near as complicated as it looks, really.
The Chinook's packed with troops, food, ammo and supplies for Bastion.
Right, left of the line, green cut through.
A lot of people think it's big and lumbering, but you can really throw it around. Yeah, it's awesome to fly.
The Chinook's an American helicopter that's been around for 50 years. It first saw action in Vietnam. The RAF used it in Northern Ireland and then the Falklands. And it's been their workhorse ever since. Bastion's only 25 miles from the combat zone in Helmand province. So for the next 4 days, Scratchy and his 3 other crew will be on call, ready to help soldiers fighting the Taliban at a moment's notice.
Speaking to ground troops, most of them are pretty happy to see a Chinook coming and stuff like that, which is nice to know.
Ready?
Yeah. The Army, Navy and RAF all have troops here. So whilst they're waiting for a call out, Scratchy's crew keep themselves busy by marking their territory with the Royal Air Force flag.
Tick over there on the left. That's the Navy ensign.
See, the Navy ensign went up because we already had one. Now they've decided to have a bigger one, so we're going to have a bigger one. I hope this isn't going out because my mother's going to be very embarrassed by this.
Well, I don't know, they can't get too much higher without some serious engineering work.
You know what? That's just so not going to work in a strong wind.
It's fine.
You're fine.
Until we get a strong wind, it can stay up.
We're quite lucky. We've got a really good bunch of pilots and a good bunch of crewmen. Yeah, it's good.
It's going to go on and on this day. This is going to get higher, ours is going to get higher until it ends in tears, I think.
Physical training instructor Adam Hennessy's come up with an ambitious project. Kandahar's Strongest Man competition.
I don't think it's been done before. There's been fun runs organised, little charity events, but to do a strongman event, as far as I'm aware, this is the first one, and then hopefully every summer from now on, there might actually be a Kandahar Strongest Man running.
There aren't many distractions to living in a war zone, but keeping fit is one of them. The Canadians have got their own ice rink for their national sport. You'll find the Americans playing volleyball. And the Brits play the beautiful game. Adam's mission is to get the nations competing together, and he's got the perfect location.
This is what's known as the boardwalk. So we've got that big area of space at the back. We're hoping to get this all sort of booked out. Can have spectators all the way around, hold the events in the centre, so hopefully it'll be quite big.
Kandahar's got 3 huge state-of-the-art air-conditioned gyms. 1 Canadian, 1 American, and 1 British. Adam's come to the Canadian gym to recruit some contestants.
I mean, there's even guys as skinny as me going to be competing. So, under 175 pounds. You just want to take one, sort of spread the word. Brilliant. Cheers, guys. Thanks. You shouldn't enter because you're far too skinny and you're not as strong as me. Get your name down.
And I just want you to stand on top of it, please.
Paul Strickleton, better known as Stricky, has just signed up as a contestant. He's an army rehabilitation trainer,
And just
helping soldiers with minor injuries back to full fitness.
That's it. I love what I do because it's imperative to get the troops back on the road. There's commandos here, there's paras, and especially those kind of soldiers with that mentality, they want to get on the ground as soon as, so they're really grateful for any help they can get.
Because of his job, Stricky's got his own personal gym.
See, we don't have much equipment in here, so we've got to obviously snap the broom handling off, and then just a few weights that I got together from the gym. And we just do what we can, really. Hopefully my training regime will pay off. Hopefully I'll come first. Well, I'm pretty certain I'll come first. I've got to. I absolutely got to. Right. It's all nationalities, so there's quite a lot of stake. People just see this event as a morale booster, which it is, clearly. But there's going to be a lot of competitiveness, without a doubt. They might be our close allies, but you've got to beat the Americans. Absolutely.
Outside the camp, the RAF regiment is on patrol, guarding the base. And rookie gunner Chules is kitted out for the harsh conditions.
Yeah, a hell of a lot of dust, especially on top cover, because we're one of the last wagons back.
The men are travelling in a convoy of 8 vehicles. There's one Vector that's a troop carrier, 4 Vixens that are lightly armoured Land Rovers, and protecting the convoy from the front, rear and sides are 3 heavily armed WMICs, or weapons-mounted installation kits. Top cover's provided by the rear gunner, operating a 50 calibre heavy machine gun, or HMG, which has the killing radius of 5 metres from over a mile away. This can be switched to a grenade machine gun that fires high explosive grenades at 340 rounds a minute. The WMIC's commander sits in the passenger seat with a 7.62mm general purpose machine gun. The convoy's biggest threat is going over roadside bombs, and they've come to their first vulnerable point, or VP.
The squadron we took over from, they lost 2 lads around this area, so it's become a very important VP for us to make sure that we do it properly.
All clear. Then WMIC Commander Jay Hudson spots something suspicious.
Right, I just got a flash off a mirror to my 1 o'clock. It looked like a mirror flash. A local national in some ruins over there, blatantly holding a mirror above his head and flashing it to the sun. It's an non-insurgent way of communicating with each other, so we're trying to get eyes on now, see what we can do about it to stop him. He was in between there in the mound, in the ruins.
She's in the ruins, see?
Yeah. I think that's where he's gone.
Maybe you get him in.
We call it getting dicked. Basically someone's signalling that they know what we're doing, basically.
The enemy's made a run for it. Because of the rules of engagement, the regiment aren't allowed to shoot.
You've always got to be careful because one of these could be a signal to actually fucking start an ambush or start of an IED. Do you know what I mean? To signalling to someone that convoy's in position and bang.
On the airbase, a sombre ceremony is being held on the runway for 3 Canadian engineers who were killed when their vehicle went over a roadside bomb 10 miles outside the base. The commander, Bob Judson, is overseeing the final farewell before they're flown back home.
We pause the operation for these. We try and have a quiet hour, a bit of peace to allow a bit of introspective thought. It's emotional. It's always emotional. You're literally watching these very young men generally bearing the coffins of their friends. You've got to allow the guys to grieve, and they do, and it's deeply emotional. You can't fail to be touched by that. I'd like to tell you that I've only been to 1 or 2 of these in the time I've been here. I haven't. I've lost count of the number of these ramp ceremonies I've been to. They really do bring home the realities of war, especially to those that are here on the base who don't get off the base and don't get perhaps as close to being in harm's way as many of the troops do who are out very much on the front line. They're all sad, and regrettably you must, for the sake of your own sanity really, you must put it behind you and move on and continue with the mission.
After 14 hours on patrol, the regiment find a spot to camp for the night.
Who's free?
That's Hicks.
What? Pizza? I might have a spare.
And then it's time to get out the ration packs.
To be honest, I'd rather be eating some Sunday roast back in the UK, but put the ammo tin on there because you can fit more rations and cook more people's food at once. It's the most dangerous thing we do.
Oh, well done.
What's your arm?
Corned beef.
No. Curries. Fucking Greek and sponge pudding. It's like a brick in syrup.
It's not gourmet, but it's a balanced meal of fat, proteins and carbs in a bag.
Fuck, it burns.
Giving the lads about 5,000 calories a day.
I've gone for the old steak and vegetables today.
Steak and veg? It's fucking best one. You're lucky I gave that up.
Big spoonful there. It's like baby food. Packed full of calories, so keeps you going. Tastes like shit though.
We got roast duck in wine sauce.
After a stressful day, the soldiers of the RAF can finally relax for the first time.
This is why I signed up. Top Gun, what a film. It's Top Gun without aeroplanes. And without the gentlemen. The good-looking women everywhere.
I couldn't think of it anywhere else I'd rather be.
On the spot.
Even their Afghan interpreter joins in the fun.
And he talked to us about his family and his wife and that. And the Taliban actually shot his dad. Just because he works with us, with the forces.
Shit.
He's 19.
Time to turn in. 2 men stay on lookout with thermal imaging cameras.
Is it hard to stay awake?
It can get, yeah, but you just got to remember that if you fall asleep, then, well, that's probably when the shit will hit the fan.
And the rest of the patrol get their heads down, wherever they can.
People on the roof, mate.
Daybreak in the Afghan desert. The RAF regiment's been on patrol, camped out all night, and the temperature's dropped to 5 degrees.
Morning.
Charles has been wrapped up.
Thermal gloves and a thermal hat and my head over in my sleeping bag. But I was actually warm. I was warm. It was only my eyes that were cold. Just that bit of a face.
Yeah, it's at the moment 6:15. You see the lads just sorting themselves out, taking off their suits. This is the start pretty much of the winter months. The rains are not started yet as well, and they're pretty much like monsoon rains here. The whole of this area will just become a swamp.
Guarding Kandahar Air Base is a tough job, and it's getting to Jonesy.
Sometimes when you walk in the mess, some RAF officer, "Oh, why are you two so scruffy?" "Well, because I've just been out on the ground for 4 days, sir." And he's like, "Well, you should look neater." It's like, fuck off. You know what I mean? It's like, girl, you gotta do it. There you go. Protecting a fucking holiday camp.
At least Charles has managed to get out of bed on the right side.
Look at that. I get to wake up to that every morning. It's one of the things I actually enjoy, waking up and go to sleep because of the moon and the stars.
They're heading back to the airbase, and there's a big day ahead.
BFBS Radio, the strongest man in Kandahar competition, which has been held today, this afternoon. It's at the boardwalk, starts at 2 o'clock and promises to be a great few hours entertainment. Get yourself along.
RAF fitness instructor Adam Hennessy wants to get all the nations competing together and take their minds off the war just for an afternoon.
Quite excited about it, a little bit nervous, but everything seems to be coming together quite well at the moment. I mean, it's just coming up 10:30. Got most of the events set up, ready to go. I'd love to enter, but unfortunately, because it's my idea, I have to be the one to officiate it.
Adam's had to make do with what he can find around the base for props. He's managed to blag a spare tyre for the tyre flip.
It is quite heavy. I'll probably guess around sort of 200 pounds. That is a plug from a bullet hole, so that's why we can have them. So, authentic Afghan war tyres.
One of the favourites to win the contest is Army rehabilitation trainer Stricky. And he's just warming up.
And that's it. Being the winner in Kandahar, strongest man, lightweight category, that's the one.
It's run by Portuguese manager Antonio, and he's just getting used to the smell.
It's like dirty socks, you know? I mean, you keep dirty socks in your room for a few days, it's gonna start smelling. Well, here, we're talking about 2,000 bags being here, you know? So the concentration of dirty clothes is just amazing.
Before the laundry opened, it was all do-it-yourself. Now, everyone's allowed to get 2 bags of washing done a week for free.
Dryer, it's very hot here. And when it's 50 or 60 degrees outside in the summertime, it's almost unbearable. The only thing is good is this place here is good in the wintertime. So it's like -10, so here you're quite all right.
First off, every item of clothing searched, and they come up with some explosive finds.
So you have here the bullet box. You know, this is when we find stuff. If this goes in the dryer, with the heat, it may blow up, and then, you know, it has no trajectory. So, you know, if you're in front of it, and the side of it, if it comes out the machine, and it hits one of the workers, then, you know. Soldiers should be aware that this is fatal, and as simple as that.
To get through the mountains of washing, Antonio employs a staff of 150 Christians from Kenya.
Yeah, it's good money compared to back home. It's really good money. I get to learn about different cultures and make friends all over the world.
We have Nepalese, we have Filipinos, we have Indians, we have Sri Lanka, and we have just a few now. We started taking people from Bangladesh. Yeah.
Antonio's rightly proud of what they do.
I could only imagine the guys that go on the field, you know what I mean? And they've been there for a week. But imagine you come back, you take a nice shower, and you have nice, clean clothes that's clean. So, I mean, what you do for yourself, you want to do it for the other guys.
Thank you very much. That's it. It's as easy as that. Thanks a lot.
The finishing touches are being made to the strongman course.
Can you all hear me at the tents?
60 competitors are signed up. And one of them's Big Mac, an RAF truck driver. Mac's been training for the last month, carrying everything but the kitchen sink in 35-degree heat.
I've decided to go jogging with my body armour. I was told by a friend if I wore the body armour, I'd lose a lot more water, because obviously I'd sweat more. I've got a rucksack on, I put 40 kilograms in it, and I'm running with that to try and build my leg muscles up, trying to get myself a lot fitter than what I am.
Under his harsh regime, he's managed to lose a stone in a month, but will it be enough to take the title?
I'm not going to say I'm going to come top, because there's some big lads out there competing. A lot of them, obviously, are gym bunnies, and they go to the gym quite often, more or less 2-3 hours a day. So I'm hoping to come in at least within the top 10.
Liquid soap for washing machine? Liquid soap for washing, that's very popular, and unfortunately it's a popular item we don't have.
One of the eldest competitors is 48-year-old Alain Baudouin, a civilian who runs the Canadian corner shop.
Worst case scenario is that you get a bar of soap, some hot water, and do it yourself. I've been training for the last 2 or 3 weeks, so I've been flipping tires and carrying dumbbells and doing everything that needs to be done to be able to compete. But hopefully we're all going to have fun in the spirit of friendship, and the reason why we're here, we're going to have a great time with that.
Alain is 7 weeks into a 6-month break from his real job as a customs officer in Montreal.
I thought it would be an interesting experience to come here and just be with his troops. Sometimes there's a level of comfort in knowing that the person that's actually serving you is somebody from your hometown. If they need a shoulder to cry on or somebody to talk to, we're all there for them.
Over at the RAF regiment, Sean, one of their mechanics, is a late contender.
I only entered the competition about an hour ago, so I've not really had long. Currently holding ammo boxes out at arm's length and training for the Kandahar Strongest Man.
His odds are about as big as his biceps.
I think I've been holding them about a minute and a half. Yeah, slowly starting to hurt. Yes.
"90 miles away at Bastion, the Chinook's been called to make a delivery to the combat zone.
I'm routing south with about the 68, coming on this area here.
23-year-old Scratchy is the co-pilot.
In a moment's notice, you've got to be in the aircraft, flashing it up and heading out to somewhere which could be potentially pretty hot. I guess all the training kicks in and you just get on with it.
They're travelling from Bastion to Lashkargah, 25 miles from the camp. Their mission is to take a 2-ton communication tower to the Marine Commandos based there.
Underground, brake, set me up forwards. Height is good. Down 2, angle.
It's the job of Loadmaster Mike to guide the pilot onto the underslung load.
Steady, good position, up gently.
The pilots can see, good to the side and below and to the front, but they can't see anything behind them, so we do what we call voice marshalling.
Height is good, steady, right one.
We voice marshal the aircraft over the load, pick the load up.
And away they go into the combat zone.
You can't switch off for a second, really, because, when you're that low, you've got to keep your eyes out and keep looking ahead.
And Mike's watching from behind, the Taliban aiming AK-47 rifles.
That's when we're most vulnerable, certainly to small arms. It doesn't take much for someone to stick their AK in the air as you fly over the top, so you're looking out for that all the time.
The Chinook's armed with 2 M134 6-barreled miniguns at each front-side window, capable of 60 rounds per second. On the back ramp, Mike, or one of the loadies, operates an M60D machine gun.
To the right, down 3, 2, 1, load off ground.
After dropping their load, they land a few metres away.
3, down 2, down 1, up wheels are on, front right are on, hold it there.
You've got the heat from the engines and you've got the downwash from the aircraft itself picking up this dust and heat, and it's just an incredible experience.
Marines from 4-2 Commando are going to hitch a ride back to Bastion, and they've got a lot of kit. The Chinook is most vulnerable to attack when it's on the ground, so it's Mike's job to make sure the pickups are fast.
Flapping doesn't do anyone any good. You're really controlling the whole situation. You're keeping the captain informed of how the loading's going because he can't see down the back. He's probably sat up there getting a bit twitchy about the length of time we've been sat on the ground.
A couple of months ago, someone took a round through the front of the cockpit and landed about a foot away from the guy who was in the left-hand seat, so that's fairly close.
As soon as you can, get the ramp up, get secure and give the clear above.
It's 2 p.m. at Kandahar Air Base, and strongman contestant Stricky's being weighed in.
I need a nervous poo big time. Nervous pee? Mate, shitting it. There and back. Well, you see, if this was baby blue and that had a bit of an eagle above it, oh, yeah, Air Force whatever. PCI, you'd be able to breeze this. Loser.
Come on, Strix! Have you seen my little fan base over there?
And the Brits need all the support they can get, because Canadian Troy Goodfellow has just arrived.
Look at the size of him. He's one big bastard.
A near beer.
It's stiff competition, but Mac's not bothered.
Yeah, there's some big guys here. They've obviously been training, taking a lot of supplements in as well.
So have they got the strength there at the end of the day, or does it just look like they've got the strength there at the end of the day?
Corner shop contestant Alain isn't so confident.
Maybe bit off more than I could chew, but we'll see. Hoping for the best. I was kind of hoping there'd be an over 45 club.
3, 2.
They're off on the first event, carrying 25 kilos of water in each hand. Late entrant Sean's feeling the strain. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
I slipped. Wasn't the best tactics, to be honest, but... Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm bollocksed.
Need a fag.
He's doing very well. It's the support, I reckon. Just getting him through it. Getting him through it.
Go on then, guys, give him some support. Let's push him on.
But Troy's showing what he's made of. Pure brawn.
March it on! Come on!
Hurt my arms.
Couldn't straighten his arms.
Shouldn't have worn the gloves because I had no grip whatsoever.
That's my 2 worst events out of the way. I'll come back now and smash it, hopefully. Well, to be honest, I don't think anyone's thinking of the war at the minute, so I'm achieving my job.
Go, Sean!
For last place, it's a tug of war between Sean and 48-year-old Alain.
Good result. Very good result.
No prizes for guessing the winner. Odds-on favourite Troy.
UK guys are fucking tough.
And runner-up, Stricky. It's early evening on Kandahar Air Base. Jonesy and his lads from the RAF regiment are safely back from their 4-night mission.
Right, lads, obviously you know what fucking went on there, alright? Everyone reacted fucking perfectly sound, alright?
They've just heard their mates from another patrol went over a roadside bomb earlier today.
What I want to say now, though, is tomorrow, when you bump into beef fight, don't be fucking going to them saying what happened, alright? They've got enough on their mind as it is now, alright, without fucking people coming up and asking silly fucking questions. Does everyone understand that?
Kandahar Air Base offers a few surreal distractions to the war. And the Thai massage parlour is definitely one of them.
This is all my girl over here. And they're all from Thailand, so they know what they're doing.
Toy and her team of 6 masseurs brought a touch of the Orient to the airbase 2 years ago.
If you look at the outside and you're in another world, you can just walk in and you just forget where you are.
The Army's strongman runner-up Stricky is in need of some muscle relief.
No better day to spend my Sunday morning getting a Thai massage, I think, so just rub those aches and niggles out my body. They don't do extras, I'm afraid. Well, so I've been told. I'll ask when it's my turn in a minute. I'm only joking. But yeah, nah, I think apparently if you ask, you get bollocked, so I'm not even going to attempt it. Just like ordering a Chinese. Could I have a deep tissue massage, please? Can't believe I'm on operational tour and I'm getting a Thai massage, and it's amazing. It's unbelievable.
Jules and his mate Fergie have some downtime too.
I don't trust myself getting a massage. You know what I mean?
Why's that?
Don't ask. Yeah, don't ask.
But something else has caught his eye.
This is Burger King. Doesn't look like it's open.
When do you open? 4 days. 4 days.
We'll be off patrol in 4 days.
And we'll be on leave.
And we can come back and get a burger from Burger King. In Afghanistan, who would have thought it? It's like 2 burgers, a load of chips and a little bit of lettuce on the side to make him feel better.
Jonesy's just got mail from his fiancée who's expecting their first baby.
Little pair of socks. That there's the latest scan picture of my little girl. It's a bit hard to obviously make out, but you know, she's there and she's always pretty cool. I count down the days now, and the closer it gets, the more excited I get. And anybody that's had obviously a child probably understands the feeling of it, and especially again that I'm away, it's a bit more exciting. I'm just dying to get home.
It's 8 a.m. on Kandahar Air Base. The RAF regiment's getting ready to take a vet to a nearby village to look at some sick animals. They want to get the local Afghans on side. And they also want to find out who's behind the recent attacks outside the camp. Flight Sergeant Rob Williams was in a Vixen Land Rover when it was hit by a blast from a roadside bomb last week.
It blew the wheel covering here off, and it blew the, as you can see some of the damage on here itself. Some of the shrapnel was actually directed up towards the top cover, obviously because of the blast.
Unlucky enough to be on top cover that day was 21-year-old John Byrne.
It was scary as hell. I remember like stones, like bits of shrapnel, debris, stuff like that just flying up. My goggles did say my eyesight's because they've got cracks in my goggles, so basically they'd taken my eyes clean out. I could just feel my face burning, and I could smell like sulphur. It was absolutely like horrible.
I think you feel it first was the initial pressure of the explosion knocking the vehicle, and then you hear the explosion. Then all I saw was a load of dust puff, and you heard the shrapnel actually hitting the side of the vehicle, and basically you know somebody's initiated some form of explosive.
Bombs buried under the road are the most common form of Taliban attack.
When people think of Taliban and all that, you just think of seeing people run around with AK-47s and RPGs. Yet you never ever bloody see them. They just set the devices up and they're gone. Scary place, scary world. Just got to crack on though.
The number of attacks has gone up in the last few months, and it's got the regiment's nerves on edge.
I hope that's just the one that we go through in our 6-month tour. You never know. But I've requested to get back to work as soon as possible, just because the longer I put it off, I doubt I'd want to go back out. Made you scared to get back out, if you know what I mean. So I just wanted to crack on with it, and I'll try and put it back in my mind.
He's always going to be apprehensive now. We're all going to be apprehensive now when we go out on the ground.
Rob's been a regiment soldier for 22 years, and he knows that his young lads have good reason to be worried.
I think if you stop being scared, that's when you start to become blasé. I think anybody who turns around and says they're not scared to go out on the ground, knowing what's out there, would be a liar as well. But there's nothing wrong with a bit of fear every time you go out the gate, because it heightens your senses, doesn't it?
There are 1,800 British men and women living on Kandahar airfield, 900 RAF, 800 Army, and the odd naval officer. Lieutenant Pete Barfoot's just been posted to Afghanistan, where he's got the job as political advisor for the camp.
It's not quite the same as being on the front line with a rifle, but certainly if I can you know, assist with the intelligence analysis and also give people a bit of a better idea of what's going on political-wise, then I'll be fairly happy with that.
This afternoon, he's putting up posters about the key players in President Karzai's Afghan government.
This is more aimed for your NCOs and officers, but you never know. You know, you might get private blogs come along here and actually, you know, take an active interest and read it and really draw something from it, and that's what I hope.
Before he came out to the desert, Pete was serving on aircraft carrier HMS Illustrious.
Massively different to being at sea. There's obviously no movement there. We've got a window to keep an eye on. In fact, look, fantastic view. A concrete blast wall. Yeah, quite nice. So that's good, but often the blinds are down because actually you can see the fine dust just gets absolutely everywhere, and it just comes through all the joints on the windows and everything. I mean, we last dusted this place on Sunday, didn't we, Stitch? And it's already built up massively. You can see I'm trying to keep a bit of navy of the army there, bringing a bit of navy with Ensign. Up there, a few pictures of home, as we'll have, plaster on the bulkhead. I like to still use naval terminology, much to the chagrin of my cabin mates.
In the middle of Kandahar airfield is the Boardwalk, an area that's got everything you wouldn't expect to find in a war zone. Rows of shops, Burger King and Pizza Hut. But there's one thing missing, somewhere for a good old British cup of tea. Naval Officer Pete Barfoot and his RAF colleague, Flight Lieutenant Janet Graham, are about to change all that.
Have a cuppa. Tea is good for you, did you know? It's good for the constitution. Obviously, we're promoting it as a traditional English, or British, I should say, tea party in the middle of the desert with refreshing tea and coffee and cake. There might be one or two traditional aspects you'd expect to see in Britain. More flags and balloons is the order of the day.
It's not just about the British making their mark on the Boardwalk. It's all for a good cause, helping the families of our armed forces. Janet's off to the British canteen to collect the centrepiece.
Right, let's go and find this cake, hopefully. Oh my God! That is amazing. Thank you so much.
Now they've just got to get it out in one piece.
That would cost thousands of pounds in the UK.
With all the vital ingredients for a perfect tea party ready, the big brew can get underway.
2 teas, please. 2 teas. This is the first cup.
First in the queue. First slice. First cup of tea. First slice of cake.
We've done it on a Saturday morning where the tempo here tends to be a little bit more chilled out. People have got a bit more spare time and they're not under pressure to get back to work so much. Is it nice?
There's delicious cake and fine tea on offer, but the turnout's a little disappointing. On the other side of the Boardwalk, the Canadian coffee shop is proving to be stiff competition. But Pete has a plan. The Yanks don't know what's about to hit them.
Morning! Oh, throw away that muck. Come and have a good cup of English tea. You don't want any of this today, people. You want to come down to the British corner for a British cup of tea or coffee.
Had I known this was going on, I would have went down there first.
That's all right. You're a big chap. You can fit 2 cups in. I can see you're a 2-cup man. Okay? Right. Come along. Sounds come along.
Good. Thanks.
Thanks. There's a few people giving us the old rabbit in headlights look. But as long as we can promote the message, you know, hopefully we can get, if we get at least, you know, a few or dozen down there, that's better. Come. Do you know what would go wonderful with your Timmy Hortons? Some cake down there as well. All for charity. All for charity.
The British charm offensive seems to be paying off.
It's gone really, really well. We've had loads of people.
Yeah,
and we've got a whole tin of money and we've sold all of that cake.
And a grand total of $700 goes to a very deserving cause.
Oh, the things I do for charity. Oh, thank you.
Flight Sergeant Rob Williams and his lads from the RAF regiment are on a Hearts and Minds mission. They're taking a vet to a local village. But it's a slow process.
Bring her right up.
They've reached a vulnerable point, a place where the Taliban might have hidden some bombs under the sand.
Okay, just go firm, lads.
It's down to Corporal Ed Dyes to guide the convoy through.
Crack on. So basically what we're doing now is just adopting the prone position just in case anything did go off. Then, you know, the lower you are, the less likely you are to get some of it.
These improvised explosive devices, or IEDs, are the Taliban's favourite weapon.
In the last sort of 7-8 days, there's been 3 IEDs within our area, just in 8 days. You know, they're crafty fuckers. Crafty fuckers. So watch where you step here, because it's a minefield either side. Junior, we're going to move over the water, okay? We're going to take that track down there. So this is a bit unpleasant, because the guys are going to have to get their feet wet here, and it fucking stinks, that water.
This time, Rob and the regiment lads find nothing. They pass through the vulnerable point unharmed and head for the village. An hour later, they arrive. And Rob and the lads are an immediate hit with the children.
Majority of them are just like any other kids, they just want to play. I mean, at the end of the day, they haven't got what our kids have got back home to make do with what they've got. But most of the time, it's rewarding. When you put a smile on their face, it's all right.
Rob's just gone in for a shura, which is basically a meeting with the head man. You can usually spot the head man's gaff. I mean, it's got the well nearby and it's got windows. Nobody else has.
The military vet gets down to business.
We're taking a sample of fecal material from the cow, and we're going to look and see if they got worms.
Afghanistan is the 5th poorest country in the world. The animals are the locals' only source of food and income in this village, so they've got to keep them healthy.
You just need to tell him that he needs to keep trying to get that infection out of the udder. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
A visit from a vet could help them survive the winter.
I think it's important that locals know that we're not bad people and that we're just here to help them, and that they can count on us. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to back at home for sure, so you'll probably see with some of the sheep how they got fat pads that are back around their back end. That's kind of unique. I've never seen that before, so. Uh-oh. It looks like there's an abscess here.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to open it up so that it'll drain out. So, you got a hold of it? Ah, you're okay. So it's an abscess that needs to drain, and it needs to be on some antibiotics. It's kind of got to heal from the inside out.
Vet's work done, the lads head home. Mark Hand is the man in charge of the regiment, so he's responsible for everyone's safety inside the camp.
Ultimately, there are 12,000 people, give or take, on this base, which is only going to get bigger, and we're here to protect 12,000 people on this base. That's what we're all about.
As head of security, he's also in charge of the 300 Canadian and Dutch troops who guard the entry gates. It's a 24/7 job, but he still has to find time to keep up appearances.
Hello, how are you?
Today, he's come to see Irina, one of the camp's hairdressers.
Like a number 4 at the back, tapered, please. And then just a trim, light trim.
Military haircuts come in a variety of styles. Short, very short, or no hair at all.
It's important to maintain your own self-respect, your own sort of normal life. We can't allow these bad guys outside to determine what we do, when we do it, how we do it. And this is just one sort of little microcosm of that.
It's one of 3 salons in the camp.
It's quite similar to getting your hair cut back in the UK, but the difference is I'm not likely to get rocketed in Bushy Heath.
He has taper at back, but top and side not too short. It's between civilian haircut and military.
So, I get told off by my wife if it goes too short.
Really?
Yeah. That's really good. Thank you very much indeed. Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Irina. I'll be here again.
Yes, please.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Nice to meet
Bye.
you, sir. Bye.
There are troops from 26 different NATO countries in Kandahar, all sporting military haircuts and desert combat gear. On the face of it, they look the same, but there are some subtle differences.
And so, for example, you can see the Britful personnel here. They've got their standard desert wear, whereas the US and the Canadians have pixelated camouflage on their gear, which makes it more difficult for image-intensifying scopes to be able to pick out the outline of a human at range, you see, so it's a little bit more tactical that way around. Yeah. And as you can see, this is the latest camouflage kit in the jungle.
Troops like to personalise their uniforms too, anything to stand out from the crowd. Pete's visiting a little business that does a roaring trade on camp.
I'm coming along to the tailors to basically get this hat altered, which is for a friend of mine who can't make it up here. The British Army and the Air Force and elements like to shorten in the rim and make the top a bit smaller. It's sort of the style of the army. I suppose it makes it more sort of, I don't know, beret look, but certainly smaller on the head. I personally don't go for it because I don't have a problem with mine, but you know, whatever, spins your props. Good afternoon. Afternoon. How are you all? Excellent. A friend of mine's asked me if she can do the standard shortening in of the rim, you know, by about, I don't know, 4 stitches or so.
The shop's been here for a couple of years and it's run by Filipino civilians. And it's not just alterations. Loads of troops come here to customise their uniforms with military badges.
Here, you sent me to Afghanistan, you bastard. Right, apt.
10 minutes and $7 later.
Got it. Got it. That was quick. But you can see, you know, they shorten in the rim and then shorten in the top as well. But they sort of plonk it on like that and they sort of flatten down the boff front and lift up the top. And go like that.
Camp Bastion is 90 miles northwest of Kandahar airfield and only 25 miles from the combat zone. The RAF Chinook crew do a 4-day stint here, transporting supplies and troops across Helmand province. One of the Chinook's most vital roles is as an air ambulance, picking up wounded soldiers. It's part of the Immediate Response Team, or IRT. Chinook pilot Jockey and co-pilot Scratchy are on 24-hour standby in case of an emergency call-out.
I would say the most important role for us here is the IRT, which we're doing today. So that is to go out into theatre where someone's been wounded and take the medics with you, pick the person up, the medics try and stabilise them as best they can, and then recover all those people back to usually Camp Bastion, where they can be brought into proper treatment in the hospital here.
I think IRT is probably the most satisfying thing we do out here because you see a definite impact. You know, it's quite nice to know that you're helping other people out.
You're trying to keep your body in rest because you could go in the middle of the night and you have to be on the ball. So I'm here at the moment, resting and just waiting on the next call. So I know that if it happens later on tonight, I won't be tired when I go and do it.
It's a high-risk job. They'll be flying directly into a combat zone. And when it lands, the Chinook is a big, slow-moving target for the Taliban.
The Taliban are probably in and around that area and will know that at some point a Chinook or another type of support helicopter will come in and out to do a resupply. So we need somebody upstairs while we go in low to watch what we're doing, to protect us as we go in and out.
And that somebody upstairs is an Apache gunship. It's an American attack helicopter, adapted by the British Army and armed to the teeth. Pilot Will Rouse has been flying the Apache for 2 years. He's 24 years old and this is his second tour of Afghanistan.
The enemy forces are very scared of the aircraft because they know most of its capabilities, and whenever we turn up they normally go to ground, hide in all the trees and the ditches and stuff.
They've got good reason to be scared. The Apache's a real battlefield bully. It can pack a variety of weaponry, including a 30mm Boeing M230 chain gun that fires an awesome 625 rounds per minute. And it's controlled by the pilot turning his head. Attached to each wing can be pods of 19 CRV-7 rockets. Fired separately or in bursts, they're capable of devastating light armoured vehicles. And next to the rockets, it can carry 8 laser-guided Hellfire anti-tank missiles, powerful enough to destroy the heaviest armoured tanks from 5 miles away. Jockey and Scratchy have just got a call. 2 soldiers have been injured in an explosion near Sangin, 55 miles to the northeast in the heart of the combat zone. They need airlifting to hospital, and fast.
You have to get things right because people are relying on you.
Fairly risky as it comes, I think.
As the Chinook crew complete their last-minute checks, their Apache escort race to get airborne.
Got a shot, escorting the IRT. Go and pick up casualty.
The Apache has 2 pilots. One in the back flies the aircraft, while the co-pilot or gunner in the front operates the weapons.
You've got to get out there as quickly as possible to support the Chinook, to make sure that we're picking up the guy on the ground and thinking about what you're expecting when you get there. The enemy forces still in the area, whether we're going to have to engage, whether we're going to have to just watch the Chinook. It is quite a high adrenaline thing because obviously there's so much of the unknown. We think that it's not going to be the worst thing, but you always got to be prepared for that.
After a 20-minute flight, the Chinook crew and their Apache escort arrive at Sangin, in the heart of Helmand Province, to pick up 2 injured soldiers. As pilot Jockey comes into land, the Chinook is at its most vulnerable. So the Apache circles overhead, keeping watch for enemy activity.
We obviously are interrogating the area around, making sure that there's no enemy forces around, and if they are, then we obviously hold out the Chinook and ensure that we can suppress or engage the enemy.
There's no place to hide from the Apache's all-seeing eye. Telescopic sights and night vision sensors in the nose of the aircraft allow the gunner to detect and pinpoint enemy threats by day and night. This information is projected into a monocle in front of each pilot's right eye. Infrared sensors in the cockpit track their helmet's movements so each pilot can aim the sights just by turning his head. Most scary of all, the awesome chain gun can be slaved to the pilot's helmet and fired wherever he looks.
If you suddenly get engaged from the side, you can look back at where you've been engaged from and do a snapshot and engage the target.
Jockey lands the Chinook as close to the casualties as possible and the medevac team quickly get to work.
There's a couple of times when we've had rounds fired past the aircraft, which immediately got my adrenaline rushing. However, you've got to stay focused and ensure that you can prosecute the target or prosecute where those rounds have come from.
The 2 casualties, both from the Gurkha regiment, are safely on board. Chinook pilot Jockey takes off and the race is on to get them back to Bastion. Co-pilot Scratchy focuses his mind on what's going on in the cockpit rather than out the back.
You don't see anything when you're sitting in the front, which is a good thing. You certainly feel fairly helpless when you've got the aircraft going as fast as it can go, trying to get it to where it needs to be and just hoping that the guys in the back are winning the battle, I guess.
The 2 casualties both made full recoveries.
When you pick someone up and you know that you got them to hospital on time, that's definitely pretty rewarding.
"90 miles east in Kandahar, there's a photo shoot going on.
Okay.
26-year-old Tracy French is one of 14 aeromedics who assist injured soldiers back to the UK.
If I could ask the shorties to step aside.
I'm quite tall.
Okay.
Frenchie, get over here.
There's a lot of people leaving in the next week, so we're just trying to get a photograph of us all together, really. We have a laugh every day, even if it gets a bit tetchy sometimes, the hours that we're doing and stuff like that, but no, everybody gets on really well.
There we go.
Just throw her off.
Wrap that off here.
Frenchie works over by the runway in the air staging unit.
Right then, do your temperature first.
Most of the sick and wounded in southern Afghanistan end up here waiting for a flight home.
I don't think anybody really wants to go home in these circumstances, but I mean, that's why we try and make it sort of as comfortable and as relaxed for them as we can. If a fly comes near, press that button, but don't touch that.
Put your hands on.
No chance, not happening. You've got to make sure you press the button though when you hit the fly. It'll electrocute them.
There have been 1,200 British Aeromed evacuations from Afghanistan in the last 2 years. Army Lance Corporal Colin Spooner was injured 8 days ago, fighting alongside the Marines in Helmand Province. He's 21 years old.
So where I was, it's like the green zone. So a lot of rivers and cornfields and opium fields and stuff like that. It's quite hard going, especially with the heat and that.
They were ambushed by the Taliban and Colin was hit by shrapnel from an 82mm mortar shell.
Obviously I was in mega shock and just sort of like walking around like screaming and that. And then my mates come up to me and as soon as I saw my mates I was alright. They sorted me out, so I just want to get home now and just go from there.
Colin's flight doesn't leave till tomorrow.
Right then, let's go shopping.
So, French is taking him and the rest of the walking wounded for a bit of retail therapy. The American Superstore is one of 3 supermarkets on camp, selling everything from magazines to mountain bikes.
Just making the day pass, just gives them something to do. It's just trying to entertain them for a little bit.
But keeping tabs on 5 grown men isn't easy.
Right, where have those guys gone? It's quite difficult because they're all very independent people. So you've sort of got to let them get on with it, but you've also got to sort of be in the background if anything does happen. It's a bit embarrassing when you lose patients. Not that I have yet. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Someone's missing.
Where's that other one gone now? Who was there a minute ago?
Colin. He's got one last purchase to make. A present for Frenchie.
Yeah, I'll borrow a pack of M&Ms. She changes my socks for me, so I'll give her something in here. All the medical staff out here have just been amazing. Like from the moment I got injured to like now and getting me back home and that, it's just been awesome. So it's just, I'm glad that they're here, to be honest with you. I'm really glad.
Oh, good choice, M&Ms.
All right, then, that's a deal.
It's midnight. News has reached the camp that Rob Williams and his RAF regiment lads have gone over another improvised explosive device just outside the base. Their boss, Mark Hand, is in the command centre, coordinating the rescue.
As at 23:30, we've taken an IED strike against the lead vehicle in a four-vehicle convoy. It appears has been struck by a very large IED at the time when they were conducting their vulnerable point checks.
The Wimmick Land Rover's taken a direct hit from the bomb, and 3 of the regiment lads are seriously injured.
One in particular, Flight Sergeant Rob Williams. I've spent time in Iraq with him last year. He's a fantastic soldier, one of the best, and gutted to hear that it was him. Heart sank, to be honest, when I heard that. The indications are that it's 4.5 tonnes of Wimmick that's been blown about 15 feet to the side of the road, has been flipped. We have one man trapped underneath that vehicle at the moment. There are now 30 guys trying to get that vehicle either up onto its side or jacked far enough up so we can get this casualty out. Yeah, it's not good when you hear that. It is a sickening feeling.
It's several hours before the trapped soldier is freed from the blown-up vehicle. By dawn, the 3 casualties are back in Kandahar and have had life-saving operations in the camp's hospital. The regiment lads are pretty shaken up. Billy Igo Mitchell was in the Land Rover as it took the hit. He's lucky to have escaped unhurt.
I just remember feeling myself going through the air and landing on the floor, and I think I must have blacked out just before I hit the floor. And from accounts of everyone else, I think I must have gone about 15 to 20 feet in the air before I landed.
They've just visited their sergeant in the hospital.
Seeing Sergeant Williams, I know this sounds really cheesy, but you see him, you'd see him as a bit like indestructible sort of thing. You don't think something like that could happen to him. And to see him lying there after he'd just come out of surgery with, you know, his oxygen mask on, his face all just mangled, and he was still joking though, even when he was in there. It was just something like that'll stay with you for the rest of your life.
One of Rob's best mates is Sergeant Bennett Jones. The news has hit him hard.
The only people that will stay in your vehicles though is for top covers, because most of you lot are fucking search team. It makes you fucking really angry. They're just fucking cowards. If we knew where those fuckers were at that time, I think, well, we would have gone there. I guarantee that now.
Jones's lads are off to search the taxi drivers who hang around just outside the base.
Use the fucking dog anywhere to sniff them out, all right?
Yeah, see if they're open.
Yeah.
The regiment suspects that some of these men are feeding information to the Taliban.
We've just been tasked to hit this car park already, because I know it's right next to the main gate, so it's not that far at all from the camp. The reason being is obviously every time we go in and out, there's personnel in this car park. They're always on mobile phones and so on. Obviously, we call them dickers. They obviously then use the phones to give indication to the people out on the ground when we move out. Their reference, where to place IEDs, how many vehicles are going out, and all that sort of stuff.
I was checking the back of his phone, see if he's got a more than one SIM card in it, because if usually, yeah, you open it. Usually if we've got more than one SIM card in it, it's going to be used to dick us. 2 different SIM cards avoids getting caught by the system, do you know what I mean? So I check he hasn't got that.
Then Jay finds something suspicious strapped to one of the drivers.
Jeez. Actually, take it off. What the hell is it? Jesus. It just pulled the girdle off him, then put his vest.
Suicide girdle.
Yeah. Gave me a bit of a scare that when I felt it on him, like. Almost the same as, I suppose, what a suicide vest would feel like.
Jules is using a bit of kit that's helping the regiment identify the enemy.
Right.
Okay, over there.
It's a retina scanner.
Checking if they're Taliban or not. Or if they're wanted, basically.
In an instant, it'll check the person against a database of thousands of known Taliban.
Right, over there. If it is serious, basically they get taken out of our hands. Moves further up the chain.
Yeah, indeed, and all the people are searched now. I'm just working through the last of the vehicles now.
Bag of weed.
You have to leave and keep it because it's not illegal over here.
What they'll do is they'll put it, it's a bit like chewing tobacco, they'll put it under the front lip and gives them a sort of a high. There's just fields of the stuff, absolute fields of it, so there's no way you can really police it.
Not the biggest haul.
Put it back in as you found it, there'll be no complaints.
But the message to the watching Taliban is clear.
As long as they know that we come into this car park now and we do this, it's going to make them think twice about coming in here. So it's all about trying to push them out and shit like that.
It's 11 p.m. and Frenchie's back on duty.
DVD player for the flight back.
She's getting ready to escort her patients back to the UK. They'll be flying in a C-17 Globemaster, the RAF's latest addition to its fleet. It's built to transport a Chinook or 3 Apache helicopters. But tonight, the medical team's busy converting it.
We are basically building a mini ward on the back of the plane, I suppose, ready for the guys to come on, like a little hospital. The aeroplane itself, you can see all these leads leading up here. That's got electricity and oxygen that's pumping through. It's like what you'd find in a hospital. It's got the emergency button, it's got the call button that the patients need, it's got the oxygen going through it. So it has essentially got everything that you would in a hospital, really.
The first of French's patients start to arrive.
Nice and slowly, don't fall over on camera.
Including Lance Corporal Colin Spooner, who was injured in Helmand.
We'll just try and make their flight as comfortable as possible. Obviously the nurses will be giving them if they need any painkillers and things to make, it's just to make the trip back as comfortable as you can. Are you all right?
The 5 walking wounded are safely tucked in. But there are 3 more casualties booked onto this flight. Rob Williams and his 2 regiment soldiers will go on last. Because of the seriousness of their injuries, they're being kept in hospital as long as possible. The new commander of the airbase, Andy Fryer, and the regiment boss, Mark Hand, have come to say goodbye.
Well, we're about to go and wish them luck, really. It's always a difficult thing when you've got guys lying in hospital.
It's not minor injuries we're dealing with here. These guys are seriously injured. It takes a little bit of steel to face them and to show that you really do care. How are you, fella? You all right? Oh, shit. Yeah, well, that's remarkable that you're here, fella. All right? But it's not the end of the story, it's the beginning. Somebody will pay, one way or the other. All right?
Over 100 British troops have been killed and almost 1,000 have been seriously injured in Afghanistan. Last on tonight's flight are the 2 wounded regiment lads and their sergeant, Rob Williams. Kandahar. Aeromed Tracy French has been looking after 21-year-old Army Lance Corporal Colin Spooner. He was injured in a mortar attack 10 days ago.
This, I suppose, is what you joined up for, making sure the guys get home safely. It's nice. It's a very rewarding job, very rewarding. Especially when the parents see them. You can see the relief in their faces when the guys get here and they're okay.
Would you like to have them home?
Been the worst week of my life. A week and a bit.
With the injuries he's got, you could do with having like a warm bath every day, just to clean it out, and just like try not to rip it or anything, because he's got quite a lot of gashes.
Say your goodbyes.
Yeah.
Here's another hug you. Alright, you take care of yourself.
I'll look you up.
Yes, find me.
Right. Okay,
Take
then.
care.
See you later.
Bye.
Frenchie's got one night here, but there's no time to see her family. Just a stopover in the military hostel at Bryce Norton
Hello. You alright?
before heading back to Kandahar tomorrow morning.
6 o'clock call.
Yep.
There'll be toast and cereal down in the dining room, and transport will leave here at 7.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Get it back in the morning.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
All you want to do is book in, get your bed, and then get up in the morning and fly back out again, because while we're here, you know that the guys are back in Kandahar with, at the moment, 4 people short, so anything could be happening out there. They could be absolutely maxed out, so you want to get back out there and give them a hand as well.
Back at Kandahar, Wing Commander Mark Hand and his intelligence forces have been busy. They've arrested the men they think are responsible for the bomb attack on Rob Williams and the other regiment lads.
At the peak of questioning, there were 9 guys in detention. Of that, 4 have admitted to the attempted murder of the guys on the ground, and they will go through the Afghani judicial system charged with attempted murder.
With Rob and his 2 young soldiers still recovering in Selly Oak Hospital in Birmingham, it's a bittersweet victory.
It meant that we took our enemies off the streets and into an Afghani judicial system that we have faith in, but it equally was payback time for the guys that are lying in bed in Selly Oak. And in terms of some form of moral levelling of the battlefield, I think that's been delivered.
It's been a difficult few days, but life soon returns to normal at Kandahar. Mark's come to the edge of the camp to let off some steam.
Part of my luggage on the way out here was 2 golf clubs and 100 balls. It's about the only thing that keeps me sane. If you can get out for half an hour on a Sunday morning and just knock a few golf balls around, it sort of takes you back to where you want to be actually.
But it's not long before his thoughts return to the men of the RAF regiment.
The effort that they put in and the commitment they show is just, from a commander's point of view, it's humbling. You know, all hours of the day, all hours of the night, and the job gets done, and that's just the great thing about being in this line of business. You know, the job gets done, come what may.
Kandahar Airfield's the staging post of the war in Afghanistan. Hundreds of troops from 28 different nations and thousands of tons of supplies are dropped to the front line every day. The workhorse of the operation is the RAF C-130 Hercules. It's nicknamed the Fat Albert. The Herc crew fly their missions at night, so at 2 in the afternoon, they're just waking up.
Didn't sleep that well, actually.
They fly at night to protect themselves from enemy fire.
Morning. Morning.
Where's the afternoon? Something like that, yeah.
This is breakfast.
28-year-old pilot Chris Phillips, better known as Chap, is on his 3rd tour of duty here and knows if his crew want to have a normal breakfast, they have to provide their own.
We never ever make any breakfast times here. We never normally make any of the food times, so we end up sort of supplying ourselves.
First time I came out here, the first week I lost a stone, because just hadn't really discovered how to scrounge food in the right place, sort of thing.
Tonight they're on a mission to drop supplies in Helmand Province. First stop, the ops room.
Running is going to be 010. The army put request in. They need resupply. In this case, water, food, fuel.
Chat, which is your pistol, mate?
Master airloader Paul Neal is in charge of getting all the kit together, including guns and ammo. They have to be ready to defend themselves if it all goes wrong.
Go and get it in.
Next stop's catering. Paul's off to collect the crew's onboard meals. It's his job to keep everything running to schedule.
There's normally little delays, like there should be someone sat there waiting for us. There isn't, obviously. It might sound daft, as you could be delayed for picking up a bunch of sandwiches to delay the flight, but thank you very much. Basically, we got some fruit, some drinks, we get some milk. In there is some interesting cheese and ham. Somewhere in here is fruit juice. It doesn't matter whether we're getting airborne at 1 in the morning or 1 in the afternoon, we get the same rations.
Supplying the troops by road is treacherous. Since 2006, more than 200 civilian and military drivers have been killed when their vehicles were ambushed by the Taliban. So the Hercules is a safer alternative.
Believe it or not, the aircraft has a padlock on it with a key. It might be worth millions of pounds, but it's held security by a key. As in most things military, you have to sign for everything. Oh, should have got a pound. It's about climbing the bloody stairs.
Paul's got to make sure the Army Air Dispatch Squadron have loaded the pallets correctly. If a container gets stuck as it goes out the back, it could cause the plane to crash.
You get a slight nervous twinge every time the load's about to go, the green light comes on, the winch operates, and you wait for this load to start moving. Once it starts moving, you know it's going in the right direction. And if it jams, we're in a whole world of poo, basically. Hang on 1 second.
Tonight they're flying 50 miles to Sitting Bull, a combat zone in northern Helmand where ground troops are waiting for fresh water and rations. It's risky. In January 2005, a Herc was shot down by enemy fire, killing 10 airmen.
We have defensive systems to try and protect us from missiles, but there are inherent risks with what we do. That can't be avoided.
Chat, the pilot, always gives his Herc a quick once-over before taking off.
We're just making sure the aircraft is fit to fly, it's safe. The flare settings are correct, that the right flares are in the right positions in case we get engaged by a missile. That's a bit of a habit. I'll sign for her now, accept responsibility for her until we land, and then I sign her back into the engineers.
They're packed up and ready to go, but they've got a hard night ahead of them.
The potential issue is if we drop too far away. There is the risk that the guys, when they go out to pick them up, could take so long, insurgents could actually attack them.
You guys ready in the back? Ready now, yeah.
That's the thing I think crews worry about the most. We want to get them as accurate as possible so there's a minimum issue on the ground picking them up.
Even at 10 in the evening, the runway can be as busy as Gatwick.
Get off the fucking runway.
Alright, pause the aircraft gear up, please. Just going to pull back to you a little bit.
Next stop, Sitting Bull. It's 10 p.m. at Kandahar Air Base, a military town in the Afghan desert, home to 10,000 NATO troops who are having a break from the war outside. The cafes and sports facilities are busy with soldiers who are off duty. But 20,000 feet above enemy lines, a Hercules transport plane is on its way to drop 16 tons of food and water rations to the front line.
It is a very good night for Gogs. Speaking of Gogs, my left eye's just gone. Is that the Gogs or is that just your eye? You get to a certain age, things stop working properly then. No worries.
Night vision goggles are an essential bit of kit, helping the pilots steer clear of mountains and valleys in the pitch darkness.
Some of these drop zones are very difficult terrain actually. Have big wadi areas, very deep. So if you imagine if a one-ton container lands in that, it's a real pain to get it out.
Tonight, there's an added problem, a high wind. Chap uses a navigational aid to help him drop at the right spot. It's called a sonde and is designed to be parachuted out of the plane. As it falls, it sends back data on the wind's speed and direction. But it's not working.
I've got nothing on the sondes at all. No. Unfortunately, it's not robust enough yet. It's great when it works, but it doesn't reliably work. Nothing on the sondes again. Well, yeah, turn it off. I'll just try, go through it one more time, but I don't know why it's not working. Just don't get this machine sometimes.
Chap's now going to have to fly lower to make sure his cargo hits the target. As the Herc approaches the drop zone, Chap will bring the plane down to just a few thousand feet. And then open the cargo bay door. Each crate has a parachute attached to a cable. Chap needs to pull up at exactly the right moment, and gravity and wind do the rest.
The Hercules has been tried and tested all the way from the 50s in Vietnam through to today. Although actually quite a simple system, it really does work well. What we're doing now is slowed the aircraft so we can descend quite steeply into the drop.
The drop zone's about the size of 2 football pitches, but when you're flying low at 150 miles an hour in complete darkness, hitting your target takes real skill.
15 seconds. Action stations. Action stations. Red on. Red on. We're straight 5 Crowbar. Green on. Green on. Green on. Green on. Nice moving. 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 No, it's gone. Red on. Red on. Right on.
Even without the help of the sonde, the containers hit the target area bang on. 16 tons of water and rations dispatched to grateful troops on the front line.
Ramp that door. Roger, clip in the back. Closing.
Now that's impressive.
Throttle, throttle.
Sir,
Check
we are not on
altitude.
purple 2 at this time.
To get out of the enemy's firing range, Chap climbs to 8,000 feet as fast as possible at a sharp angle. It's like being on a roller coaster.
Okay, we're above safety out, gents.
The Herc crew heads back to Kandahar. It's been a hard day's night.
16 loads were loaded and 16 loads came out the back of the aeroplane, and that's what we expected to do, and that's what we did.
We get it wrong sometimes. Maybe the drops aren't quite as close as we'd like them to be, but we are still providing them with something that would cost lives if they got it there by road.
It may be midnight, but the Herc crew want their dinner. The cafes and canteens are all shut, but they've planned ahead and have got 4 cold pizzas standing by on the runway.
For breakfast it was muesli, for lunch it's pizza, and then maybe we'll make breakfast for dinner.
The old Herc's been fitted with some surprising mod cons.
It's a microwave, just like at home.
It's a canteen first, and then occasionally do a bit of flying. Yes, Captain. Thank you very much, co-pilot. Oh, this is not up to my standard. Make it again.
As the Herc crew turn in for the night, the silence is broken. The Taliban have launched an attack on the base. A rocket's landed by the accommodation blocks.
There was a distinctive boom in the distance. Sounded a few kilometres off. There was then a distinct whiz. It goes, zzz. And then, you know, almost instantaneously, there was a huge explosion.
The base is put on high alert. And there's news of people being injured by shrapnel.
I saw a guy crawling right here, and I didn't know it was, I knew he was hit, obviously, and I went over there, and I saw blood all over his pants, so I just started helping him out. Oh, I hope he's okay. Because by the looks of it, I mean, he was going to have a bad day.
It's the new base commander's job to coordinate the response team.
The aim of tonight is to find the people that launched the attack against us and arrest them.
The response team's based at JDOC, the Joint Defence Operations Centre.
Basically landed just about here. So if there's the road, it's just in there. There's two Bulgarians that were just up here. They caught some shrapnel and there's blood all up the glass walls and on the floor around here.
The camp's medical advisor is Kev Mackey. When the airbase comes under attack, he liaises between the commander and the hospital.
If a rocket lands on top of you, you know, that'll basically vaporise you. The biggest damage comes from the shrapnel. These are military munitions designed to kill and maim. It's like being hit by a multiple amount of bullets. So if you're in the vicinity, you can be, you know, quite seriously injured.
Kev's heading for the hospital.
Initial reports don't sound that there's too many casualties, but we know from experience that initial reporting can be confusing. So I'm going in hoping that nobody's, God forbid, being killed, and that the injuries are relatively minor. So we'll go and see what they say.
The military police are patrolling the camp.
Guys, do me a favour, if you've got the lids on, all right, you need to put them on. Thank you.
Even the police chief, John Hipkins, is making sure everyone's wearing their body armour.
I obviously can't go into too many details, but it is a relatively regular occurrence here. It's probably not quite as bad as it is in Iraq. But it's an area weapon, you know, you don't know where they're going to come in, when they're going to come in, and it's really pot luck.
The response team has scrambled US Banshee helicopters to hunt down the perpetrators.
The helicopters have tracked 3 vehicles from roughly the point at which the rockets were launched. We don't know whether there are people inside those vehicles, whether people are responsible.
The 3 suspect vehicles are heading for Morgan Ketcher, a village 7 miles away that's a known trouble spot. US Marines in the Banshees are pursuing them, supported on the ground by the RAF regiment. Sergeant Bennett Jones and his lads from A-Flight are on a routine patrol. They've just been told about the rocket attack on the base.
Give me a flare quickly.
Jonesy needs to signal his men to regroup. They could be called on any minute to join the chase.
That's got incoming, mate.
Their mates in B-Flight are outside the wire too. They've spotted a suspect vehicle and get straight on the radio to report it back to JDOC.
They've got eyes on the vehicle. They want to engage it with a 50. Can they over? Roger, wait.
B-Flight, I've got eyes on a wagon coming away from me at the point of origin site, which is where the rocket was launched from. Basically, they're getting permission to fire on that wagon, but they've got to wait for it.
What's going on? Fucking 6 were up on the net, man. What's it doing? We've got eyes on the vehicle.
Roger, have you got description of the vehicle?
Fucking shoot it!
Oh, mate.
Under the rules of engagement, JDOC needs to be convinced they're not giving the order to fire on innocent civilians. By the time they're told they've got the right men, B-Flight's lost sight of the vehicles.
However, we have now lost them over.
Oh, fuck off.
Roger. We are tracking on J-Lens and Eagle Assault are aware over.
Back at JDOC, the chase is still on.
They saw the firing, they PID'd the vehicles, they lost PID of the vehicles. They were in 50 cal range, but you know, by the time I said, you know, by the time we clarified whether they had POD or not, and they got 290, they were outside of range. They still got them on J-Lens.
The J-Lens is an advanced camera that's set up in a secret location on the base. It can see miles into the distance, even in the pitch black. This means the commanders can literally watch the action from 7 miles away.
Now got oversight over the area of operations. The village is the light grey piece at the bottom there. The aircraft, which is the black dot you can see, which is now tracking. It's great. This is NATO in action at the cutting edge. It's really good stuff.
The vehicles have been tracked to 3 different houses in the village. 2 have been searched and given the all clear, but there's still 1 house to go.
If we can focus to that compound, we're in a world of happiness, all right? It's precisely what we're trying to do is cue them onto something specific.
The search in the village continues, and Mark closely follows their progress.
We've now got bucket loads of troops going into there. You know, it's a picture that they don't want to occur in their village. The local Afghanis don't want anything to do with these people. All they bring is bad news.
The base is still on full alert, and policeman John Hipkins is still on patrol.
Good. Fellas, do me a favour. Don't be standing there or sitting there in the middle of the rocket attack alarm. For some obscure reason, it's always your hut, okay? You need to go and find yourself a blast wall, please. Thank you very much. And if you've got your lids, you've got your body armour, they need to be on your body. Good timing. And another rocket attack down.
In the village, the hunt's over.
The final compound we searched was the one to the south. 4 males associated with the activity at the point of origin. All have been biometrically scanned. That record will be held by us now.
Unfortunately, there wasn't enough evidence to arrest them.
That's as good as it gets without finding somebody. And next time.
The rockets left the hole only a couple of inches deep, but it's the shrapnel that's deadly. Kev's just been to see the 2 Bulgarian soldiers who've been hurt.
The injuries are requiring surgery, so the guys will have to be medevaced out of here at some point. You know, that's the end of their war, if you like, and the start of the rehab, the long rehab back. 2 casualties when there's been a direct rocket attack quite near to accommodation. That's, you know, somebody's on our side, I think.
Last night on Kandahar Air Base, there was a rocket attack. The 2 Bulgarian soldiers who were injured are being flown home. Before the rocket hit, the base commander, Andy Fryer, was chatting to his family over the internet.
Although my wife was aware that Kandahar does take the occasional rocket attack, I'd really downplayed it and I hadn't told the children at all. I was talking to them and we had an attack, and despite having decided not to tell them about it, it was really a bit difficult when the siren's going off in the background, and of course I suddenly dropped to the floor, but they're left wondering what on earth's going on. There was an enormous bang as well because the rocket landed relatively close to where I was. Even though it's not nice to know that your husband or your father is in a situation like that, I think it's better than not knowing.
Andy's in charge of protecting everyone on base. His predecessors made sure there were concrete blast walls between all the buildings to protect people from shrapnel injuries. And now Andy wants to make sure the temporary accommodation tents are safer.
Oh yes, absolutely, yes.
The first one's just been finished, so he's come to have a look.
Well, this is a big improvement.
It's not ideal, but the pens will give the soldiers some protection from shrapnel.
Well, as you can see, we've got the new walls here, which are essentially plywood with sand filling them. Each of these boxes will house 10 people. Really, they're very well protected in here, unless they're unlucky enough to get a rocket into this box. So if we had a rocket attack on this tent now, for example, instead of there being 100 people who are at risk from the frag, then actually we'd be down to a maximum of 10.
Kev Kev Mackey, NATO's medical advisor on the base, is off to visit the hospital to carry out an inspection.
The main two strands of my job is firstly to make sure that the soldiers here who do get injured get the best quality of care. The second part of my job is preventive medicine, and that really is just making sure that the soldiers don't get poorly because of some oversight on our part, whether that be with the food or the water.
Kev's been in the medical profession for 25 years.
I'm a nurse, registered nurse. Joined the Air Force in 1990, and I'd worked out in Civvy Street before that. Obviously, my clinical background is brought to the fore here when I've got to give advice on various things.
Pretty good, sir.
Yeah, you busy?
Good. Yeah, reasonably.
Yeah, you just had somebody in, I gather, so...
Yeah, we had another Afghan with a car accident that we're taking care of.
Oh, car accident, blimey. And if I tell you the moment when I decided to be a nurse, that's galvanised the rest of my life, really. And I was 14. My father was taken into hospital with a suspected heart attack. I saw my dad strapped up to these wires. Didn't really know what to think, my dad being a real hero of mine. And I can still vividly remember this. This doctor came out of coronary care, spoke to me and Mum, but he looked me in the eye and said, "Your father's going to be okay. And now come in and see him, just be his son." And I went in to see Dad. I said, "Who's that man?" And he said, "That's the nurse." You know, it shaped everything else I did.
Okay, sweetie.
I guess it is a calling. You couldn't say it was anything else. I'm Kevin Mackey, the medical advisor
Lieutenant Tim Lyon, I'm one of
How do you do, Tim?
operating organizers.
And when I retire from the Air Force, I want to go back and work as an old staff nurse in coronary care or something, just to keep my hand in.
Today, Kev's planning to do something a bit different. It means leaving the base for the first time.
This morning we're off to a little village to the south of here to do what they call medical outreach. It means going outside the wire there, so I've got to take a few bits of kit with it I wouldn't normally be getting ready. So the manky bananas go in there, and probably be even mankier by the time I get to eat them. I filled my Camelback this morning, first time I've had to use it.
And something nurses normally wouldn't carry, an SA-80 5.56mm rifle.
Hopefully won't have to use it, but if I do, I've got 120 rounds of ammunition. I'm quite excited to be going out and seeing the real Afghanistan. I'm a bit nervous, obviously got a wife and family at home. I don't want to put myself in any danger, but the amount of guys I'm taking with me from a force protection angle, if I have to fire this weapon, we're in serious stuck.
Kevin and the medical team are going to be looked after by the RAF regiment, led by squadron leader Nick Vrooman's.
We're doing this thing for the first time. We're taking out some people who've been kind enough to come out with us and do some medical work with these people.
Nick is an Aussie. He's an attachment from the Australian Air Force.
I just want you to relax with it today. There could be some screw-arounds because we want to change things. We're not quite sure how we want it to work.
Jonesy's his number 2.
Okay, the main one we're concentrating on today is it's quite a well-off village, quite well populated. They're actually doing quite well there at the moment. Me and the squadron leader went there last time. We did a drop-off with some aid for them, and they were quite happy there, weren't they? There was one in the south that was a bit anti, we didn't like. Afraid, stop laughing.
Any trip outside the wire is dangerous, but the regiment will always put their own safety second.
When it comes to close personal protection, if something does happen, we'll grab the medics and we'll do close personal protection for you guys, all right? Whilst these guys are getting on with, dealing with what they're supposed to be dealing with. Try not to shoot you in the back.
Kev's taking a doctor with him to help treat the Afghans, who's not what they might expect.
I'm taking the delightful French doctor, Dr. Elena Keroun, and her driver, Nicolas. So if we come across any ladies in the village that want to have a chat with a doctor, we've got a female doctor and a female escort, and that's possibly more palatable than just a load of hairy blokes going in there. G'day. Yeah.
The medical team is put into separate vehicles.
Yeah, I think so.
Each of them has at least 3 regiment soldiers for protection. Elena's with young gunner Nathan Choules, and he doesn't look too unhappy about it.
All right.
On the journey, the regiment will be looking out for roadside bombs and suicide bombers.
I'm quite confident in their drills. The bad guys trying to, change the way they do business. They're employing motorcycles. They'll be packed with explosives. But the guys keep an eye out for that. If they see a motorbike on the road, they'll just try and not allow it anywhere near us.
Medical advisor Kev Mackey has left the security of Kandahar Air Base to bring aid to a local village. He's got the RAF regiment watching his back.
I've got immense faith in the guys that are taking us out there, so I think my job is to just lay low and just listen and hear what's going on around me.
It's a hot and dusty journey.
Standing up on the top there, and it was taking most of my effort to actually keep balanced without falling back into the Land Rover. So it was good fun.
Kev has brought French doctor Elena Keroun to treat any sick villagers.
Seems to have many chickens.
Yeah. See, they put the tape around because the locals won't come inside unless they're invited. And it'll be good for you because it means you won't be mobbed. You can have one person at a time, have an interpreter with you.
The interpreter's sent to meet the village elders to find out if they'd like their people to see Dr. Elena. And they jump at the chance.
Okay. This is Doctor?
Elena.
Elena. Okay. This is the head man. He's got kids lined up first, right, and then we'll look at some women later on. And there's a few other men here that need looking at as well.
Dr. Elena's brought a trunk full of medical supplies, and she's going to need it.
Elena's sort of leapt in there and is doing the doctor thing.
The average life expectancy of an Afghan is 42 years, and the child mortality rate here is one of the highest in the world.
Just taking a note of their names, what she's done for them and what the ailments are, so that we can keep records for that for the future.
1 in 5 Afghan children die before their 5th birthday.
Sad to see. 16, 18 months old, half the size he should be. And just for the want of a bit of, simple nutrition, he could be running around with the other kids, I guess.
What's up?
Come back.
What?
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and copy it. Everything you say.
Jacob.
Hello.
Hello.
Oi. Pop a cocky though, they'll always push it.
And it is sad, and this is multiplied hundreds and thousands of times. We could go to every village and see children just like him.
Afghanistan has also got one of the highest rates of preventable blindness. Elena's next little patient has got an eye infection.
He has this for a long time, since his birth. It's a disease caused by flies, and because of problem to clean the face. And so many people have this disease, and they should wash their hands, have proper water, but it's very difficult here. It's a big problem in the country.
We've just given him some antibacterial drugs today and some eye drops, and he could be, better in a week. That's really quite good.
And the RAF regiment lads feel it's worthwhile too.
You can help, can't you? That's all right.
I think it's good doing all the med stuff and the aids and that.
Can I see the knee?
A village elder wants his leg checked. But he can't believe his eyes as he comes face to face with a woman doctor.
He asked,
yes?
She is a girl or why? I said she is a girl.
Yes, I'm a girl.
Because he have a problem with it.
Oh, okay.
This is the main problem.
Okay. Yes, I'm a woman.
As a khazayama.
French woman.
Yeah, you are small, but other people is big.
No, I'm big.
Now she's treated the men of the village, Elena can visit the women.
Because of the sensitivity of treating ladies in this culture, we've assembled them in a hut over the road there, and Elena's going to go and just have a quick word with them, see if there's any, common ailments.
This trip isn't just about helping the people of Afghanistan, it's about winning them over.
If that means tomorrow they see some bad guys coming through and setting some stuff up to, launch an attack, and they tell us because they see us as being the good guys, then, as far as I'm concerned, that's a positive outcome.
The village women gave Elena as warm a welcome as the men.
It was well. But it should be great to do it more often.
Then, the RAF regiment lads give the children an extra treat.
We're giving them some sweets.
Just throw them. Throw them. We'll talk when we get back. Things happen if you wait around too long. Okay? So we'll see you when we get back.
Okay, good work.
Okay.
Nice one.
Bye-bye.
The convoy heads back to base, and Kev's pretty pleased with his first trip into the real Afghanistan.
That was a success. We got straight out there, got the village elder on side, and we saw about 16 patients throughout the whole thing, so that was pretty good.
Elena, thank you very much for coming out. It was very successful. Thank you very much. That was really good. Now, if you're back in Australia now, we'd go and have a beer, okay? We'd go straight to have a beer because that was great.
We gave some very, very simple medications that you can mostly buy over.
With £1 billion worth of hardware and 14,000 people behind the fence, it needs to be protected. And that's down to the RAF regiment, the infantry of the Royal Air Force. It's 6 a.m. and A-Flight have been on call all night, in uniform and boots, ready to go at a moment's notice. Young gunner Nathan Jules was fresh out of training when he was sent to Afghanistan.
I don't really talk much in the morning, even me. Not a morning person whatsoever.
Shift over, they're off to get some breakfast.
One thing I like about being here, going to the American Mess, and getting pancakes for breakfast. That's brilliant. Especially when you feel like shit in the morning.
How much sleep have you had?
I've had quite a bit actually, about 4.5 hours. Really get used to it though. I find now on my day off, if I have like more than 6 hours sleep, I feel like I've overslept.
4 months ago, Charles's squadron were getting ready to leave the UK.
Lads, get your dog tags on.
He'd never been abroad before.
It's my first holiday, going to Afghanistan. It's going to be brilliant.
His boss, Sergeant Bennett Jones, had to keep a close eye on all the brand new recruits.
I'm pretty much their dad, and I think any dad would agree with me, having a child is very stressful, all right? Now imagine having 30 kids to look after at once. It's a massive learning curve for them, and you'll see the difference from now to the end of the tour, massively grown-up people. Get on the bus now, all right?
Jonesy was about to become a dad for real, leaving behind his fiancée Lucy, who was pregnant with their first baby.
It's just a bit nerve-wracking now because I'm not going to see him until he gets back after the baby's born, so scary, I suppose.
Now, the squadron's 2/3 of the way through their tour of duty. And Jonesy's just got some news.
The phone call from my missus' family saying Lucy's water had broke. spoke to her probably about 2 hours later, and she was actually very quiet on the phone. And I asked, why are you so quiet? And she said, because she was in a hospital ward. Then she said, obviously, I've just given birth to our little daughter, so yeah. So it's quite exciting. And I haven't really slept since then. I've just been walking around and pacing around and just doing stuff and just trying to keep busy.
He can't get on a flight for a couple of days, so won't be able to see his new baby just yet.
I wish I was there, and I'm gutted I missed it in a way. But it still doesn't stop what I'm doing here.
He's got to lead a fact-finding mission outside the wire. He and his lads get kitted up for a 2-day patrol. Charles is on top cover.
This road here leads all the way to Kandahar city. It's one of the main transit points. It's one of the ones we keep an eye on the most.
This is one of the most dangerous roads in Afghanistan.
We go past someone and we'll make sure they've stopped along the side of the road. Because you never know what they got in there.
If the drivers don't stop, they get a warning.
We didn't fire at them, we just fired it into a bit of dead ground beside them.
The regiment finds some suspicious holes by the side of the road. Improvised explosive devices, or IEDs, are one of the regiment's biggest threats. 5 of the squadron have already been injured by these roadside bombs.
There was 3 holes, even they spread apart. They plant IEDs and holes in them. They dig in and dig them in. It's something we look for, keep an eye on them.
This time, the holes are empty. They continue their journey. But there's a taxi that isn't stopping as it should.
Don't like vehicles follow me at that distance.
Any driver could be a suicide bomber.
They can blow up at any time. We would like to keep them at 100 metres. It's fucking stupid. It pisses me off. It's like they've got nothing better to do with it, like, apart from end it. I would love to know how they think, I really would. Just know why they just want to kill us.
The suspect vehicle stops to let the regiment pass. But the stress is getting to Charles.
It does drain you mentally, and emotionally, and physically. You just fuck, basically. It's a proper drain. I don't know how I'm going to feel at the end of this 6 months.
The convoy's heading to a summer house belonging to the brother of the Afghan president. He hardly ever goes there, but the regiment wants to check it out.
That's where we're going over there. The building in between the 2 lights on the lower ground. Because nobody knows what goes on in there. Nobody knows what's in there.
That compound is within our area of responsibility. So even though it's pretty much owned by, President Karzai's brother, we still need to know about it. We will try diplomatically gaining access. Just get in there, take pictures of the place. Got to get information on stuff like the security force, how many people they have in there at certain times, all the usual pertinent questions.
The servants let them in.
Very nice, isn't it? Very nice. Yeah.
They get the layout and the contents of the house.
Where's Lynn's got his AK there?
Jonesy wants to know what other guns are kept in the house.
What sort of weapons?
PKM.
PKM, yeah.
AK.
Yeah.
RPG.
RPG. And they keep all them here, do they? Just yeah. When he comes here, does he bring his own security force with him? More people, like bodyguards and...
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, mate. There's nothing seriously dodgy in there. There was one room that was locked. That's his sleeping quarters. I haven't got the authority to, obviously break into him because I'm not doing an actual search. It's just a normal rich person's house within the area.
Last night on Kandahar Air Base, there was a rocket attack. It hit the main airstrip. Although no one was injured, a C-130 Hercules was damaged. Herc pilot Chris Phillips, better known as Chap, has come to have a look.
There was a big gash in there where a piece of shrapnel had gone straight through the fuselage and into the cargo compartment. The window up there has taken an impact. And then there's 2 more big holes in the wing. We're very lucky that we didn't get other aircraft damaged, because obviously they're all on a line.
The Hercules is the main aeroplane for transporting troops and supplies around Afghanistan. There are only 4 out here, so they can't afford to be 1 Herc down.
I noticed the major damage to the front of the fuselage is already being fixed.
Well, from what I gather, they're doing a scab patch repair. They're going to blend the damage out by the side of the screen and replace the screen.
The bodywork expert's got to be careful where he points his drill.
As you can see, the repair is right behind the main air conditioning unit for the whole of the aircraft. So pretty dark in there, and access is pretty difficult, to be honest.
You're going to put it straight down on the stand, yeah?
The shrapnel's ripped straight through the wing and into the internal piping for cabin pressure.
Whole leading edge? Yeah.
We were quite lucky with the fact that there was no one at the aircraft. So easily it could have been a crew crewing in, it could have been the engineers working on it, and then we'd be in a different situation.
The attack was a near miss for the RAF's movers, who load the planes with cargo. Bossman Sergeant Carl Eccleston, better known as Eki, was on duty when the rocket hit.
It went off really loud. You know, you could feel the pebbles hitting everything. Anybody who says they're not frightened is a liar. They really are. You know, I've had many go off. And that's, you know, you still check yourself when you get up and make sure there's no damp patches. You know, you do shit yourself.
Eki and his movers have to shift around 100 tons of cargo a day to and from the aircraft. They work for all the different NATO forces based here. With 1 Hercules down, the cargo's now piling up on the runway.
All right, and how much does it weigh? Right, and that was coming from Bastion, was it? I'll be honest with you, mate, everybody's kit is a priority 1, mate.
It's a logistics nightmare, and gets even more tricky when one of the bosses higher up the chain tries to call in a favour.
You've got a rank structure within the forces, and a lot of people will try and use that. All right, they'll come on the phone straight away, and it's kind of, you know, right, I need this, I'm so I need this, we're doing that, you will do that. And you're like, well, I'm sorry, but that won't happen, no, we can't do that. And it's like, right, do you realise how I am? Like, well, you know, at the end of the day, have a Coke and a smile. Do one. Do you know what I mean? Do one. Come back and tell me who's won.
A big load's just arrived on the runway, and the Belgian Air Force want it moved to their compound.
We need a forklift.
OK.
It's just in front of the Camp Roberts.
All right, you want it to go to Camp Roberts?
Yes.
Billy! Will you take it off and then take it up to Camp Roberts for them? Yeah. Nice one, big boy.
The movers have a fleet of forklifts, and they're going to need the biggest one they've got to shift some flat pack accommodation blocks.
So they'll bring a low loader down, and we'll put onto the low loader, then they'll follow them back in the cats, and then do the offload for him. Spread it out, mate, just a little bit. Nice one, big boy. We just make it happen, do you know what I mean? It's just the way it is, you know? Sip up a British lip and all that, you know?
With the lorry loaded up, they start their slow 6-mile journey over to the Belgian camp. Eki has to deal with requests from 28 different countries.
French, Italian, whatever. Sometimes there's a language barrier. Where do you want it, mate?
We're waiting for two piece, 1 piece in left and 1 piece in right.
OK, mate, yeah, we can do that. We can do that for you. You can always get by. You can always understand what they're on about at the end of the day. It might take a little bit longer. You can always converse in some way, shape or form. Start there, Mil. You tell me when to stop, mate, yeah? Nice one, big boy.
Yes, good. Very nice. It's a good service.
In typical Belgian fashion, they offer the movers a beer.
We can't drink beer.
Belgian beer.
Can't do beer, mate. We're dry. Dry. We can't drink beer. No, we can't drink beer. We can't drink beer, mate. We're dry. A soft drink. You have a soft drink? Soft drink, please, yeah.
Gutted we're here now.
I am gutted, I tell you, I am really gutted. Turning down beer, Emily. Fanta, please. Fanta, if I may. Fanta.
Yeah, Fanta.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mate, thanks a lot.
Thank you for the
No
service.
problem. No problem. See you later, big boy. Take it easy, men. All right. See you later, mate. Thanks a lot.
All the supplies that are flown into the base are stored in warehouses. Everything the troops need in Afghanistan, from uniforms to ration packs. NATO employs 100 Gurkhas to run this part of the operation. Corporal Yogi Limbu is one of the supervisors.
When we pack it, we check it again.
Yeah.
We check it again so that the guys get right quantity, not
Exactly
more,
the right, not less. Yeah, spot on.
He's got to make sure his team's got the right order for a delivery that's going out on the next Hercules.
We have everything here for about 8,000 soldiers. Clothing kit, boots, jacket, trousers, safety jackets, camel pack, inner thermals, everything here basically.
Jay Frost is Yogi's boss.
So is all of this going to Lashkar?
Yeah, most of them are going to Lashkar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the best way that I've managed to get my head around it is to think of the place a bit like the Amazon warehouse, or perhaps, somewhere like Argos. If a shopper comes into the store, that kit will be sorted and placed into a lane for them.
The Gurkhas are dedicated soldiers in the combat zone, and their work ethic's just the same in the warehouse.
They work together, very, very close-knit teams, and sort of second-guess each other a lot more. I'm not saying that British soldiers can't do that, but Gurkhas more so.
Even though we are working inside a fence, we work for the guys in the outside, so we are giving our best to support them.
When he's not working, Yogi finds time to be goalkeeper for the Gurkhas football team.
What time is it?
They've made it into the Inter-Service Cup final, and they're up against the Marine Expeditionary Force.
Whatever it takes, we are going to win this.
But the Gurkhas are fired up.
They're going to lose. They're going to lose. Yeah. Lose the game, yeah. We're going to win.
The Gurkhas have got a reputation for being tough as nails, both off and on the pitch. But this time, they're well and truly beaten. 9-3 to the opposition. But Yogi's philosophical about the defeat.
Yes! To get in the final, you have to win each and every single matches, so it was hard to get there. But we did well, I think, yeah.
Back at the runway, pilot Chap has come to visit the injured Hercules and finds it's all fixed up and ready to go again.
It's the time really that's impressed me. I thought this was going to be out for a long while, and yet here we are. So they've replaced all the glass, resealed it, fixed the wing on the inside there where the shrapnel went through the leading edge. There were 2 big cuts in the fuselage. I wouldn't be surprised if this aircraft spends the rest of its life flying with these 2 little panels on. It'll have its own war story.
The Herc crew's next mission is to make a delivery to the front line. But just when they thought it was good to go, they found another problem.
One of the tyres was quite worn, so the last thing we need is a blowout on landing. we'll get it changed here. It'll only take 45 minutes.
This is no mean feat when your tyre weighs over 30 stone and you're jacking up a 50-ton plane. But it's not a job for a pilot.
I'm going to have a cup of tea. And then I'll come out and obviously inspire them, bit of morale.
Over to the loadies.
Worst case scenario, it could be 70 tons. It's not quite that heavy today. It looks strenuous work. I'm slightly out of breath, but I'll recover soon. It's just the jack up bit. Obviously the wheel, weighs a couple hundred kilos itself, but it's all about technique.
In true pilot fashion, we just pitch up, cup of tea, bacon roll. Everything all right? Yeah, great work. Bit of motivation.
The RAF's movers arrive with the Herc's load, a spare engine for a stranded Chinook that's broken down at a forward operating base.
This is the engine and some other bits and bobs. Assorted freight. Hard, keep going.
Joe, the Herc loadie, guides it on board.
It's got to be straight. If it's not straight, it'll just jam and you'll never get it on. So we're going to load this one onto the main floor, then a baggage pallet onto the ramp here, and hopefully we'll be gone.
Stop.
Now we're way late, we'll see. Hey, follow me through. That's right, Gear up, please.
A Hercules is a large and valuable target for the Taliban. They try to attack them on a regular basis. So, Loadie Joe is on the lookout for anyone launching a missile. But 5 minutes into the flight, the onboard defence mechanisms are triggered. Flares are launched to divert any heat-seeking missiles, and pilot Chap prepares his crew for a possible hit.
You assume the worst straight away, and you want to get eyes out, make sure that there isn't something coming towards you. So that's why we've got the observers down the back.
Joe confirms it's a false alarm.
That concentrates the mind. But I can only think it wasn't happy, so it's just fired them as a safety. Doesn't have me brimming with confidence, I must admit. Right. Oh, well, it makes me more confident actually, because I know it works.
The Hercules crew are 80 miles north of Kandahar Air Base, dropping off a new engine to a Chinook that's broken down at Tarin Kowt. Pilot Chap has to land the plane on a patch of desert in hostile territory.
I reckon I'm there now. Okay, on glide path on Zinland. Speed is 20 knots fast.
The strip is rough ground that's been demined, cleared of debris and rolled. It's quarter of the length of a normal runway, so Chap's got to land right at the front in a marked out area the size of a tennis court.
Speed's 7 knots fast.
The big difference with the strip is we have to ensure, because it's shorter, it's narrower, that we land when we need to land. If you bounce, you've got to go around. And believe it or not, a big aircraft like this, you can actually bounce it.
80 feet. 40. 20.
If he overshoots the runway, he could end up in a minefield. He slams on the brakes and puts the engines into reverse. The Hercules is an easy target for the Taliban when it's on the ground, so the delivery needs to be quick.
Looking at the next step ahead, and I'm thinking about where I'm going to park.
Okay, 30 knots, speed's under control.
Where
people are on the ground, whether we've got any threats. So you never really switch off, you can't in this environment.
You're clear, right? Okay, stop into there. Roger that. Right, parking brakes on. You're clear out the back.
The loadies hand the Chinook engine over to the engineers to get the stranded helicopter back up and running.
Okay, it's going to be MOS departure.
And the Hurt crew get more cargo for their next stop, the capital city, Kabul.
Around Afghanistan there are lots of strips, but it is not the norm, the way we operate the aircraft. You can never call a strip an everyday thing.
Rotate. Gear up, please. Bells.
Once they're out of the hostile zone, they can relax a bit.
Reconfirm squawk in 0373.
Oh, it's beautiful outside.
Good time of day to be flying, isn't it?
Not ideal though in terms of security of the aircraft we fly during the day. At night we are obviously less conspicuous, but it will be dark by the time we get to Kabul. So yeah, we get to see beautiful views like this.
An hour later, they arrive in Kabul. They deliver their cargo and reward themselves after a stressful day.
We finally made it so that we can actually pick up some food. Thai does most amazing curries. Good bit of morale boost really for the guys.
Right in the middle of Kabul's airbase, there's a Thai takeaway.
Green curry, please.
Green curry, chicken or beef, sir?
Chicken, please.
Chicken, yes.
I have a cashew nut.
Cashew nut.
With steamed rice, please. Lots of chilies.
Okay.
He did tell me that specifically. I did warn him, but no, he wanted it.
Yes.
After picking up their takeaway, the crew head back to Kandahar.
Thanks for getting the grub, chap. Pleasure.
Chap leaves the flying to his co-pilot and plays trolley dolly, microwaving their in-flight meals.
How is yours? You said you wanted it hot. Oh, did he ask for it extra freshly hot? It's hot. Is it actually consumable though? Yeah, it's actually very tasty. Yeah. Gentlemen, down the back, do you want anything?
To round off a perfect dinner, coffee's all round.
I'm just fucking bored. Milk fucking everywhere. They're the crappiest porridge in the fucking world.
Perhaps he should stick to the day job.
Fuck's sake.
On a busy airbase, there are plenty of everyday hazards that could injure the troops and civilians living here. So, there are strict rules that need to be enforced, and one man is in charge of this. The RAF's head of safety, squadron leader Steve O'Neill.
Well, they started calling me Safety Steve, because obviously Chief of Safety. Do you want a brew, Carl?
Oh, I thought you never asked.
Coming up, mate. Coming up. One of my key personnel is Warrant Officer Carl Dowdell, who I call Careful Carl. Now, he's the explosive safety expert. That's one of Carl's wife's.
Actually, they're my sister-in-law's biscuits.
Oh, I beg you, I thought it was the wife.
They're rock hard, and they are the new SAS of biscuits for dunking. They cause you dental damage.
Again! Tip me again!
Safety Steve and Careful Carl are off to inspect the base. Their first stop, the rubbish tip, where locals are employed by a private contractor to sort through 60 tonnes of rubbish a day.
I must admit, they do a fantastic job.
And
they all do it with a smile on their face, which I don't know where else you would get that.
I don't think you'd find it anywhere in Britain, that's for sure, but
No,
it's not something I'd like to do.
The rubbish is put into separate piles. Food gets buried, paper and cardboard's burnt, plastic goes into a toxic waste unit, And there's one special burn pit.
As well as medical waste, we actually do cremations for military dogs.
Okay.
We cremated one last week that was awarded 2 medals. And the soldiers come back and collect the ashes.
Right.
And ship it back to the States.
And that would just be for the military dogs, you know, the wild dogs that...
The wild dogs we put in the big burners.
In the pit of Hades.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And, well, I guess these dogs were considered soldiers, right?
Yeah, I don't know how the US is. I'm sure it's the same as us, but that our dogs in the Royal Air Force are called airmen. You know, air dogs. I beg your pardon.
Steve and Carl's next job is to collect ammunition that's been dumped by the troops coming back to base. The soldiers aren't allowed to carry any live bullets or grenades on them unless they're on duty. So there are ammo bins around the camp, and they fill up pretty quickly.
Let's see what goodies we've got. Let's have a little look. Lovely jubbly. So we've got about 3 or 4 days worth in here. Lots of Eastern European ammunition. I feel like a Mexican bandit with this amount of ammo.
My job today is to dispose of all this unserviceable munitions. If the coalition forces, we're going to use the ammunition that we have in here. It might not work because it has an old shelf life. So we blow it up and take it off the street so the enemy can't use it.
The regiment lads are heading back to base after being outside the wire on patrol. They've been sleeping in the desert where the temperature at night has dropped to -10.
It's like getting up in the morning like that. Full softy suit on, balaclava, everything. Every bit of warm kit I had, it was still cold.
What, that's frost?
Yeah.
That's frost. That's frost!
Hey, is there any frost there?
Mate, there's fucking frost right there, right?
My morale has gone down massively. I can't imagine what it's going to be like this time next month. Because it hasn't even started raining yet. It's just the beginning of winter. And I'm really hating it.
Charles's boss, Jonesy, is packing to go back to the UK. He's got a month's leave because 2 days ago, his fiancée gave birth to a little girl.
It still feels a bit weird at the moment because I haven't actually seen her. I think when I actually see her for the first time and pick her up, then yeah, I think, yeah, it'll be massively different. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
He's got a 15-hour journey, flying the first leg on a C-17 Globemaster. At RAF Brize Norton in Oxfordshire, a TriStar touches down. Sergeant Bennett Jones of the RAF Regiment is home after 4 long months away. And he's about to be reunited with his fiancée Lucy and meet his week-old daughter Maisie for the very first time.
No.
Got her?
Yeah, that's it.
Lovely.
The first time I picked her up was actually quite scary, in honesty, because she just feels really delicate and I was just a bit like uneasy and on edge, you know, thinking, am I doing it right, am I holding it right, or... it's just quite a weird feeling. It's quite nice, though. Yeah.
When he came home, it was just... Maisie was in her cot and he didn't know what to do, he didn't know what to say. He just looked a bit lost, but in like a sweet kind of way. He couldn't stop smiling at her. It was just instant sort of attraction. Right, in the mouth, fully in. No, she can't have that, it's got to go all the way in. That's it.
There you go. This is the first time I've fed her. She seems to have fell asleep at the moment. She's playing with it.
Being home from a war zone means a big adjustment for Jonesy and Lucy.
After seeing the stuff he sees, it's a bit, I don't know, traumatic for him really in a sense. So I don't think he likes to say much about it. And then I feel like I missed out on his life, so I get a bit with him. So It feels like he's changed, but then I suppose I feel like I've changed to him because we spent so much time apart.
Put me there.
In a month's time, he'll be back in Afghanistan, and Lucy and Maisie will be on their own again.
Bennett's got so much at stake at home. You know, if anything happens, we're going to be just lost. You know, that's the only word. It's just a bit lost without him.
Jones is happy to be with his family, but he can't help but think about his squadron 4,000 miles away in Kandahar.
Even though I was leaving for a good reason, obviously to come back and meet my daughter and that, it still felt rough leaving them behind. I mean, I'm still worried now. I still go on the internet so I can have a quick chat with them, just to make sure they're all right. But I can honestly say, I think if something did happen out there to any of them, I'd be trying to get back out there.
One squadron's got another 2 months to serve in Afghanistan. 21-year-old gunner Nathan Jules started his tour with such high hopes.
It is the best job in the world. I'll even recommend it to my own mother. That's how confident I am about this job.
He and his mates trained hard to do a difficult job.
Lads, if you put your knees down, you owe me $1.
1, 2.
Now they've patrolled hostile territory in both 40-degree heat and freezing conditions, day and night, constantly on the lookout for an invisible enemy.
Basically, someone's signalling that they know what we're doing, basically.
Nathan Jules got to see the real Afghanistan.
Makes you think that your house at home isn't that really that bad. Look what these people live in. Horrendous. Does make you think.
And with 5 of his mates wounded at the hands of the Taliban, the reality of war has taken its toll.
I can't wait to go home. I really can't wait to go home. I'm actually counting down the day. Because mentally, it fucks you up. I feel like I've aged like fucking 20 years since I've been out here.
Charles's squadron will eventually be replaced by the Queen's Colour Squadron. But with no end to the war in sight, Kandahar Air Base will continue to grow. And NATO's presence will remain in Afghanistan.